Hello and welcome to the Final Fantasy VII-R damage report. Man, oh man, are we in a complete mess of a situation right now? The shills are in overtime, the fanboys are in denial, and Final Fantasy VII-R is a complete train wreck. Even if a lot of people aren't really wanting to admit it, it is going about as well as I expected. There's lots of game journalist shilling going around. There's lots of damage control on Twitter and in the media and stuff like that. People are still trying to call it a remake, but I am starting to notice people who have played it like, no, this isn't a remake. This is a reboot. I just retweeted a couple of people who brought that up. It's so interesting how something like Resident Evil 3 could be so easily brushed aside and forgotten. And this is probably going to go the same way, to be completely honest with you. Every time that one of these big AAA developers fucks something up, like really fuck something up, it's always written off and ignored. It's never made into a big deal by the media. Whereas something like Nintendo is always shit on and hated, like no matter what they do. It's very very interesting. I've today instead of playing Final Fantasy VII-R, I personally went out and played another remake. I personally was playing Panzer Dragoon remake. I played a little bit of it and I did like it quite a bit. Quite a lot actually, and it's really gotten me interested in playing more Sega Saturn games. I would have played more Sega Saturn a long time ago if, I actually had an opportunity to play them. Like, when you get right down to it, Sega does not re-release a ton of Sega Saturn games. So Panzer Dragoon is a very, very welcome change of pace for them, and I hope they improve. I hope they continue making more Saturn remakes, Saturn and Dreamcast remakes going forward for Switch. I'm hoping Panzer Dragoon did well. I think a lot of people are disliking it, but I played it and I was interested in it. Like, I was intrigued. I liked it well enough. It's no Star Fox Zero. It's no Sin and Punishment. But like I still, it's no Kid Icarus. But I still liked it just fine. It wasn't bad at all. I even kind of like the whole like being able to spin around and look at things from different angles. That's a bit different. It felt like it felt like intriguing. It felt interesting. But yes, we have a right now we're sort of in that weird period where the shills are out in full force, but the actual gamers, the players, are starting to realize that there's something wrong here. That the this is not a remake, and it's kind of interesting how there's not really I can't find any bad remakes are content to produce something that already exists. So, are you suggesting that Link's Awakening Switch, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX, Panzer Dragon remake, among others, those are bad remakes? Final Fantasy VII Remake argues everywhere for its essential place as an expanded, compassionate look at the story and the world it takes place in. Yeah, I'm seeing that a lot from this kind of logic from shills. Final Fantasy VII-R, for one thing, is not a remake. I really cannot reiterate enough. It is not a remake. It is not retelling the original story. It does not have the original gameplay. It has a similar setting and the same characters as the original Final Fantasy VII, and that's really about it. I'm told we might go ahead and watch a live stream here. Did DSP do a playthrough? We might as well. I am told that after a certain point, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Uh, after you meet Aerith, it immediately goes off the rails. So That's what I'm in. That's what I'm expecting to happen. Let's see. Wait a minute. Animal Crossing. He's playing Animal Crossing. what, what's with his views? Okay. Okay. We're gonna seriously stream DSP. For one thing, it's gonna annoy DSP, and he's going bankrupt anyway, so it's not gonna. The money's not going to. Let's see. Final Fantasy 7. Okay. 47 minutes. So if he's not that far into it, I guess we could just take a look and skip around. So we'll have this brought up. I kind of wish. Why does he have it in 3 parts? I don't understand that. He really has that few views. Well, I guess I'm giving him views, so whatever. And we're restreaming it, so that's probably why. That's probably why people DSP doesn't get views, is because like everyone just watches the detractor channels, which I suppose I am today, for purposes of this stream to just cover Final Fantasy 7R. Oh boy. Yeah. So right now we're sort of in that weird period where a lot of people are not really. There are still certain individuals that are in denial about Final Fantasy VII. Let's take a look at the Metacritic scores. Last night it was around 7, and it's been inflated a lot. Yeah. This has been constantly going up. Yep, it's being spammed with 9s. Look, yeah, they're being spammed with 9s to keep it from being obvious what they're doing. Yep, lots of 9s and 10s. Blind fanboys. Yeah, so there are like 1s, but it's pretty obvious. Like, look at all these 10s. No, this game is not a faithful one-to-one recreation of the original, and that's a good thing. New, somewhat convoluted WTF plot elements have been added to the story that opens up the possibility of changing fate. AG, Aerith will live. Graphics are fine. Yeah. I love how they're pushing this as a good thing. Fantastic reimagining of the classic story. It's not supposed to be a reimagining. It was sold as a remake. The best FF I've ever played. Yeah, there is no way these aren't actively shills. There are people like pushing back against this. This is becoming a bit of a problem. The opposite sort of happened with the Astral Chain, a Nintendo exclusive, where it got bombarded by these sort of people trying to bring the score down because it was a Nintendo exclusive. And now this thing, look at all of this. Rate this to OG Final Fantasy VII, and it's a 2 out of 10. Rate it by itself, and it's a 10. The gameplay, graphics, story, and music are all exceptional in all of its glory. Boss battles are the best, and there's over 30. Yeah. Square Enix have done a terrific job in this remake. Yeah, very generic reviews that just give it perfect scores or near perfect scores. Yeah, over and over and over again. The more negative reviews are more all over the place. It just, oof. Unbelievable. Yes, so there are plenty of bad user reviews, as you can see here. The issue is that there's all these positive ones that are all these positive near perfect ones that are counteracting this, because there are plenty of people that are mad, angry. The majority of people, I would say, but they're being drowned out by this coordinated effort from YouTubers, game journalists, and Sony fanboys to kind of downplay the failure of Final Fantasy VII-R. Specifically, how terrible of a remake it actually is. How it isn't even a remake, for one thing. We've reached the point where these people are outright like shitting on the original game, and that it needed to be like completely changed in order to be good. At this point, what does DSP have to say about Final Fantasy VII? I'm legitimately curious. I have no idea what his history with this game is.
Here we go, folks. Ooh, it's been a long time coming for this one. We've all been waiting.
Yeah, 5 years. Holy shit.
Finally, we're confirmed. And now it's time for Final Fantasy VII Remake. So additional content was downloaded, huh? I don't know what. I pre-ordered the game, so whatever pre-order bonuses I'm supposed to get, I did get. But I don't know what they are. Ooh, listen. It's the Final Fantasy Crystal theme.
Yeah, even the title screen looks boring and generic. Ugh.
Let me listen to this for a little bit. I love the Final Fantasy Crystal theme.
Yeah, so do I, Phil. We're two peas of a pod, Phil. We're exactly the same.
Much like you, I really was not a fan of the original Final Fantasy VII, but based on what
Ooh, so Phil isn't a fan of the original Final Fantasy VII. Ooh, so he's the target audience for this. He's the pleb that's so casual that he can't play the most brain dead turn-based Japanese RPG in existence, Final Fantasy VII. And I do mean that. Like Final Fantasy VII is a very very easy Final Fantasy game. Like even easier than 6. You know what I mean? Like 6 was already not that hard, but like 7 is just they really casualized it for this one for like the mainstream audiences, for the dark side Phils of the world. I have some chats. You don't even care about this game. Wrong. I care about Final Fantasy VII. Looks like it's off. Oh wait, what's up? What did I do? Wait, is my sound off? I thought my settings were all right. Hang on. Wait, what's wrong? What's wrong with my settings? Is everything all right?
Seems like a vast improvement that I enjoy. By the way, did you find those gunner glasses you're looking for? I didn't even look yet. Haven't had a chance to even look yet. I know they're somewhere in the closet. I don't know where. I'd have to find.
Yeah, I gotta get my settings fixed. Did I? I thought it was all right. Wait, what's wrong? What's wrong with my settings? Is everything all right? I think I just need to turn it up a bit. Hang on. Let's see. That should do it.
Find them. Shadow the Hedgehog just did a 500-bit cheer. Thank you, Shadow the Hedgehog. After you beat this, you should play this with the French dub. It's really well made. Oh, really? Whoa, listen.
So what exactly should we be looking at first? Let's see here. We'll be using DSP for our examples, our gameplay examples as to what this game fails at and its story. And you can always tell a game is not doing well when it's not exactly. Here we go. Let's see. Remind me to never listen to this shithole board ever again. I can't believe I almost didn't buy this because you kept spamming the board saying it's bad. I'm having the time of my life playing this. I'm actually pissed at myself. I almost let you talk me out of this. Yeah. Yep. Oh, wow. How ridiculous is this? Oh, look at this is very interesting. What do you think about the people complaining about the remake? I agree with the criticism. Yep. So that was before the game even came out. Like people were already seeing certain aspects of the game and were becoming very very skeptical. So now that it's actually out and more people are aware of this game and it's nonsense. We are going to find out more, to discover more things about it. There's going to be more and more of a backlash once people actually start finishing the game. I'm not sure if YouTubers have finished it yet. Where's Max? Let's see. What's Max been up to? I waited 15 years for this. Wait.
There's a whole biblical theme right there. Yeah. And so, let's go.
Chapters 1 through 2. I love how we talked about how we were going to stream DSP and we said use Max.
Shit. I'm too excited to fight stuff, and I'm not scanning anything. Let's scan the sentry dudes here.
I want to see the whole Eris thing. Yeah, Sephiroth wasn't in the original. He wasn't in Midgar at the original. You don't see him at all. I don't think. Do you see him in the building? I don't think that you see him then. Yeah, you don't see him until the flashback sequence, right?
Here, this is for you.
Flower?
That's right. It's a gift.
Yeah, sure.
Scaring those things away.
What things?
Never mind. Think of it as a memento.
Just my luck.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that, you know.
Da, da, da.
Oh, okay. Okay. Like right here. Approach these guys
Let's see here.
with R1, hold it down. Auto parry. There it's.
Hang on.
This is now complete. Holy shit.
So I'm really curious. Do we have any confirmation as to how long the game is yet? Because I don't have any. I don't have any idea. How long is Final Fantasy VII R? I'm sure there are people who have already beaten it. I know people have seen the ending cutscene. So, yeah, how long is it? Let's see. How long is Final Fantasy? Hang on, February 13th. Why? Okay. Has anybody actually commented on the length? Let's see here. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's see. Yeah, what a fail here. Yeah, I cannot recommend enough. Buy the Nintendo Switch version of the original. Jesse is way too thirsty, and I kind of hate it. Ooh, yeah, that is kind of a noticeable thing I've been noticing. It's very pandering. The biggest problems with the combat. Yeah, this doesn't seem very positive. I'm going to report hoarders and scalpers at eBay to the authority. Players prefer Tifa. Cloud prefers Aerith. But what? Aerith? Tetsuya says this game wasn't going to be canon. Wow. A AAA production is a mistake for Final Fantasy VII R and JRPGs in general, for Final Fantasy VII in general. Anyone had luck? Yeah, wow. This does not seem like... this doesn't seem... Do people use GameFAQs anymore? Like, I was just like, wow. Jessie, she's obnoxious. Psych. I mean, how does Tifa put up with that BS? Yeah, that is a pretty good point. Let's see. Just how long along? Yeah, 50 to 60 hours. A lot of game journalists were pushing like 30 to 40 hours. I think it must be lower than that. I think it must be 10 to 20 hours. Like, from what I understand, from what I've been reading, Final Fantasy VII R is actually severely padded. So essentially what you're doing a lot of the time is that you're running through hallways that last like 20 minutes at a time, right? So a hallway in the original game, like that segment between Aerith's house and the playground, that takes like 20 minutes to get through, right? Because you have to solve some puzzles and do some stuff. Padded, right? That's where the link comes from. Lots of Final Fantasy 15 style fetch quests, lots of nonsense, lots of padding, lots of empty hallways, lots of filler that doesn't really contribute anything to the core game. Like I said, it looks really, really bad. They managed to make Wedge, and Jessie endearing. They, without a doubt, earned this scene. They were good in the original. Jessie is my waifu. Actually, I feel the best parts of this game are the scenes with the subplots not found in the original game. Wow. You can tell these aren't like real. These aren't real fans. Like, an actual fan would not be saying that. Like, an actual fan... shit. Like, imagine like, an Ocarina of Time fan, like, coming out and saying that, like, a remake of Ocarina of Time would need to make Zelda and Sheik different characters because I want to waifu Sheik, but I don't really like Zelda. That's the mindset. That's the sort of mindset it's ridiculous. Like, it's a ridiculous opinion to have. It's not something I think would come out of playing the game and becoming a fan of it. It's a process of shilling. Like, you're trying to sell this new remake to people. That's what this is. It's really embarrassing. Square Enix has been doing this a lot lately. They really downplayed how badly Final Fantasy 15 did, and they were really damage controlling Kingdom Hearts 3 for a really long time. Like, I remember them coming out and trying to say that, like, oh, critical mode is going to save it. Oh, the DLC is going to save it. And that didn't happen. Kingdom Hearts 3 is now kind of disregarded among Kingdom Hearts fans as being, like, a major, major step down from 2 after, like, that massive 15-year wait, right? Was it 15 years? When did it come out? Was it 2019? Did it really come out in early 2019? Wow. I think it did. Wow. Wow, an entire year, and I haven't thought about it since then. It's incredible how this game that I was highly anticipating for years, the game that I bought a PS3 for, I ended up not buying at all when it finally came out. It's amazing how that works. They completely lost me in this, and I do think that's going to. This is what's going to kill Square Enix, is that they're going to alienate all of their most hardcore fans, right? Like, they're going to have people who buy games and never play them, like Pro Jared, always buying stuff. But, like, the actual gamers, the fans, the people who actually like playing games, people like me, they're moving on, to be completely honest with you. Like, I'll just wait for the next Bravely Default or Octopath Traveler. I'm not interested in modern Final Fantasy and what you're doing with this. This is embarrassing, the sort of stuff you pull on a regular basis with every single release. Like, 15 had a lot of problems. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 had a lot of problems. This has a lot of problems. And, I do think the people who are defending this are mostly doing so because it's a PlayStation exclusive and it's Final Fantasy VII. Like, that's it. Like the people who are legitimately defending it, like, they're only defending it because it's Final Fantasy VII, man. Yeah, it's not even trending. Wow. It is after all that hype, all that publicity, all this game's legacy, and it can't even trend on Twitter. Wow. It doesn't feel like anyone's talking about it either, unless it's to make fun of it. It's out now on PS4. Oh, it's out now, so that they can't hype it up anymore. They can't pretend it's going to be like the best RPG ever made. Persona 5R. Persona 5R, of all things, has a higher Metacritic score than Final Fantasy 7R. You know what I mean? Like, I think there are several games with higher Metacritic scores, and I'm sure Xenoblade Chronicles 1 does. I'm sure there's like I'm pretty sure Astral Chain does. Does Astral Chain have Nintendo Switch games? I guess we'll just look at a list of Nintendo Switch games. What Nintendo Switch games are Metacritic approved better than Final Fantasy VII? Let's see here. These are old games. Can I not just get... Okay, how do I bring up the... There we go, Switch library. New releases. Nope, just boot it up. Okay. Wait, no. Okay. Yep, New Horizons. Better than Final Fantasy VII. Let's see here. Where are the older games? Damn. I completely fail at navigating. Switch, best game. Yes, best Switch games of all time. Yeah, the games that are better than Final Fantasy VII are, Zelda, Mario Odyssey, Divinity Original Sin 2. Yeah, probably not Undertale, to be completely honest with you. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Celeste. Celeste doesn't deserve shit. Bayonetta 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Why does Inside get such good scores? It's not that good. Sonic Mania, Dragon Quest 11. Well deserved. And that's another point that needs to be made, is that we've reached the point where you can't really justify this PlayStation bias anymore. Like, Dragon Quest 11 was fairly successful on Switch and on 3DS. There's clearly a market for traditional turn-based RPGs on Nintendo consoles, so why don't you just give it? Like, why didn't Square just make it turn-based? Like, I don't understand why they were so obsessively, so gung-ho about this whole, we gotta completely change everything about the game other than the core character. Well, other than like the most iconic aspects of the game. I think that's the good way to put it, actually, because Final Fantasy VII did change the characters. They changed the plot, they changed the pacing, they changed a lot of stuff, like personalities, the way they handle certain things. Cloud, I don't think, is as aggressive as he is in the original FF7 to start off with. Like, Cloud, I've said this before, but Cloud actually does have a lot of personality in Final Fantasy VII. The most out of any male character in Final Fantasy, other than maybe Titus, I think. And I think Cloud is a lot more complex in that regard. Not that I'm knocking Titus, because I think Titus is fine for what he is. But like Cloud goes through a character arc, like he changes throughout the game, and I do think that's not going to be something that this reboot, Final Fantasy VII-R, really does all that well. It's already been botched. I've talked about this before, but essentially they ruin a core aspect of Cloud's character. That is his relationship, his background with Soldier, namely that he was never in Soldier, that it's something he just sort of made up, and he sort of like just adopted Zack's persona because of another guy's persona because of reasons, and he's not who he thinks he is, essentially, and that's kind of a big deal for him and his character arc. And yep, it's just spoiled in episode 1 of this way earlier than it ought to have been. Before we even get to that segment where you even learn what the background is, right? So what happened in the original Final Fantasy VII? You leave Midgar, you go to the next town, and you talk about Cloud's relationship with Sephiroth. In that segment where, like, you find Genova and, like, you explore the mountain with Sephiroth, like, Tifa gets attacked, like, all this stuff, right? Where you sort of hash out, like, what Cloud's life in Soldier was supposedly like, right? Like, supposedly, right? It's establishing this idea that Cloud has this image of himself that's not really true. Like, that's not really true to reality, right? And yep, they botched it with this one. They're completely changing everything once episode 2 comes along. I do think, I strongly doubt that 2 is going to be as I don't think the other episodes are going to be as similar to the original game as this. I think they're going to make even more deviations. I think they're going to make even more radical changes. I think it's going to be like laughable how much they change. By episode 2, I think this isn't really going to be. There's no way that anyone can consider this to be a Final Fantasy VII remake. It's clearly a reboot, like, as anyone who's familiar with the original game can tell you. Like, there's no like time traveling. Sephiroth doesn't go back in time because you stopped him before and like tries to change the future. Like, no, that's stupid. Like, he's actually he actually has other motivations, more interesting motivations. It's like, wow, this is their idea for Final Fantasy VII. Ooh, yeah, Hollow Knight is better than Final Fantasy VII. That's definitely, yeah. Bayonetta's better, definitely. Ori's better. Dead Cell's better. Oh, Fire Emblem Three Houses actually has a better Metacritic score than Final Fantasy VII-R, and that's with the PlayStation bonus, the Final Fantasy VII bonus, all the coverage they're getting. Unbelievable. Like, oof. That is just embarrassing. Yeah, oof. That is just embarrassing. Oh, yeah. Yep. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening got an 87. A way better remake. A way better example of a remake. Yeah, of course these games are better too. Like, Tropical Freeze is the GOAT. Monster Boy I'm playing now and is great, honestly. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, that one's great. We can just go down this entire list and find games that are better than this. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I am just oof. It is embarrassing. It is embarrassing to see the state that Final Fantasy VII-R is in right now. It's unbelievable. Oh, let me get caught up in the chat. I wasn't paying any attention. Yep. Hello, everyone. Hope things are going stellar. Yep. Let's see. Yep. Final Fantasy VII Easy mode is way too easy. Yeah, let's see. Is no one actually talking about the actual game? Like, who is actually talking about the game? Do they all block me? Final Fantasy VII R has me tearing up in the first 0.05 seconds. Like, did Eris die already? Okay. I played Final Fantasy VII R until 5:30 this morning, and I'm happy to say that it's exactly what I wanted from it. Okay, you are delusional. There's no way. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Part 3 of Terrace House. I'm stupid. I've started playing through all of P5R and Bully on Twitch, and now Final Fantasy VII is coming out this Friday. Let's see. I want Sid, Final Fantasy VII R now. Yeah, that reminds me. Red 13. Someone mentioned this to me on a comment section. Red 13 is not playable. Like, you have him as a guest party member near the end. He's not actually part of the game. You get him in the end. It's unbelievable. You get Red 13 near the end, and it's like, he's just sort of there. You know what I mean? Like, he's not part of the party like the other characters are. He's just a guest party member. Final Fantasy VII R brings back that special feeling, not only because of nostalgia, but because of how the game feels. Like, back then, there's a lot of love, passion, and dedication to make this game resonate the way games did in the past, and it's astoundingly beautiful. This is like empty praise. You know what I mean? Like, when I talked about how good, like, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX or Link's Awakening is, like, I'll compare them to the original. You know what I mean? Like, I'll talk about, like, how much I like the original and how much I appreciate it and how much, like, it's one of my all-time favorites and stuff like that. I don't... But I'll have, like, things of substance to say about it. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like these people are giving substantial, like, praise to this. It feels like empty. It feels hollow. It feels like they're just trying to hype it up. Let's see. On the other, everything added to R, everywhere they're expanded, is either bland or worse. Yes, I have noticed that. Maybe I should have waited a little bit longer until we had, like, a complete playthrough. Oh, I guess we could go on Twitch and just react to a Twitch stream instead of this DSP. Maybe DSP is on now? We'll watch DSP. Let's see. Final Fantasy VII R Remake. That's the girl again.
With Derek, Amir. I know.
Who else is playing it? Let's see.
Ed?
Let me know if the sound is off.
Bro, it's changed up.
Alonzoka? Moon. Who are these people? Like, who watches these people? I'm just... Let's see. Okay. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Okay. Yeah. 163k viewers. Ecoterrorism Part 1. Team what? This girl again. I don't want to click on, like... Even, like, the thought of watching a Twitch stream is, like, making me cringe. Like, unbelievable. Okay, I guess we'll just do with this one. Yeah, our girl, Fextra. Let's see. Yeah, what's she doing exactly? Train bound for Sector 4. So at what point of the game is this? I don't know. Watching streams is boring. I'm just wondering if, like, we'll pick out anything weird, like, just by watching these things. And I don't know. Like, so is this one of the empty hallways that I keep hearing about? Like, these pointless empty hallways that just exist to pad out the game for like 20 minutes at a time. It kind of seems like it. Yeah, the combat doesn't look great. I mean, I have a hard time like thinking this combat is better than Kingdom Hearts or other action RPGs. Like even like the Mana games. I'm playing the original Final Fantasy Adventure, which was of course the original Mana game right now. I That looks better than this, to be honest with you. Like this feels like uh, it has no real depth to it. It's just you like holding a button, from what I understand. And you can also use magic too. It doesn't look interesting. It doesn't look fun. It just, even the last story, I think. Yeah, that's a really good example of what do you do in the last story? Like you have every area has its own unique environment that you can sort of like utilize, right? You can do stuff like destroy bridges. You have a crossbow. You can fight people from a distance. You can like surround enemies. You have cover. You have like your different party members that can do radically different things that can like radically alter what you're doing, what you can do even. And if you don't have someone for whatever reason, because the game loves to sort of like move your party members around and have them do like different things during certain events and stuff like that. You can't do that sort of specific thing. Uh, Yeah, basically, the last story, it was made by the Final Fantasy creator, Hironobu Sakaguchi. That's basically what... It honestly is way better than a lot of these... better than all of these more action-y Final Fantasy games. It's kind of interesting how, like, people will latch on to these games just because, oh, it's Final Fantasy, and not the actual, new games from the actual creator, right? Like, the last story deserved a lot more attention than what it got. It was... way better than this shit, for sure. This does look really shallow. Like, again, what was wrong with turn-based combat? Like, they never really offered a satisfying explanation for that. The only reason they did that was because, normies like action combat. That's really it. Like it's turn-based combat is like they've been trained to hate it because I don't know. They've been trained to hate everything. Like it's really weird. Like they never learn. Like they never learn to like play video games. I do think that's the main reason they don't find certain games or genres attractive. You know what I mean? Like they don't learn how to play like turn-based RPGs, strategy games, platformers. Even it's baffling. Unless it's like a first-person shooter where everything handles exactly the same, they're not interested in it. It's really annoying. It's really annoying, honestly. I think that's why Resident Evil is so popular because it does play like a standard third-person shooter, even though it's supposed to be a horror series.
Yeah, we're in chapter 5. We should just start like beginning story.
How long have we been watching this? So yeah, there was like that empty hallway, just running around. All right, hey everyone. The reason Final Fantasy VII-R is trending is because of Kotaku bitching about how easy the easy mode is. Wow, you can never please them, can you? They're always bitching about like something or other. It's too easy, it's too hard. His whole world revolves around Harmon. It's legit creepy. Are you talking about video game Lover 58? Yeah, that's very true. It feels a lot like Phoenix Wright and Edgeworth and how they are rivals and yet still together. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what are you talking about? Hallways as empty as... wait. No, I am not going to get Final Fantasy VII-R. I'm going to stick with the original. I think I'm going to play some Panzer Dragoon Remake tonight, actually. If you want good action RPG combat, go play Astral Chain or even Nier Automata. Oh, yeah. Honestly, I forgot Astral Chain is technically an RPG. I would rather it prefer. I would have preferred it to be a pure action game because I do think the RPG elements kind of hold it back a lot. but it's still good. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it is way better than this. Like, what does Astral Chain have? It has like the unique mechanic of like having two playable characters at once. It's not like this where you switch between them and they all have generic moves. Like you have like one character that can do a bunch of things, and you can switch between like different legions, and there's like a lot you can do with that, and it's neat. Like shooting with your bow is legit like awesome. Like it feels really really good, even if you don't use it all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, the things you can do with that game are unreal, and I would say it's a lot. It has a little bit of missed potential, but it's better than this for sure. You can tell that just by looking at it. Yeah, so Astral Chain is better than this.
6 shot to the wall. Yeah, I was totally wrong. I was not aiming the right way at all. I thought the target.
Let's see. Hang on, let me get back to.
The wall had it coming. Okay.
I'm thinking Nomura's smooth-brained mash X to win combat. It wasn't even mash X in like Final Fantasy 15, wasn't it? It was like hold X.
That was so.
If I'm remembering correctly, like you just hold the button and like Noctis just goes into that that attack, goes into like his combo. If I'm remembering from the demo correctly, and that's the thing. That's the only thing I'm iffy on. Like, is this game better than Final Fantasy 15? I'm leaning towards no, honestly. 15. At least I was tempted to try 15. At least 15 had some ideas that was like appealing to me. I think I've said this before. Like the idea of like going on a cross-country trip with your bros was like really, really appealing to me in like a Final Fantasy game, like a plot for a Final Fantasy game. That sounded cool as shit. And there were some things that like there were some ideas that I think really could have worked well if Square wasn't completely incompetent. But this, no. Like everything about this from the very beginning was a train wreck since it was announced in 2015. The PlayStation exclusivity, the episodic nature, the combat change, and now this, the ending and the confirmed severe retcons after Square insisted that they wouldn't. Hang on, Square Enix. Wait. Let me see if I can find it. Final Fantasy VII Remake won't have characters introduced in the compilation of Final Fantasy VII. Wait, that's new. That's a new article, though. Hang on. Square Enix explains decision to split Final Fantasy VII into multiple games. Oh yeah, we have to read that. We have to read that. This might actually not be a. This might not actually be a bad read here. Final Fantasy VII. This is the problem whenever I Google these games. They're always overshadowed by newer stuff. Okay, Part 2 is already in development. How many times do I have to buy Final Fantasy VII? That's that is a good point. Like, how many episodes of this shit are there going to be? Like, a lot of people are saying 3 because like 3 discs in the original, but I suspect it might be more than that. Like, I'm expecting at least 5. Like, knowing Nomura and his autism, I think we could get up to 7. Like, to be completely honest with you, like, oh, it's Final Fantasy VII. We need to have 7 episodes. Oof. Let's see. Can I find it on Niche Gamer? Maybe Base Niche Gamer can come through with me. I call it Base, but it's really not. Let's see if we can find this specific article that remake details. Let's see, final trailer. Let's see. Red 13 to be guest character and unplayable in Final Fantasy VII Remake. So yeah, that is confirmed. That's been confirmed for a while. Funny how no one ever brought that up, like as a major red flag. Let's see. Final Fantasy VII Remake demo allegedly has code pointing to PC port, so PlayStation gamers aren't even gonna have it that long. It will be out this time on PC next year. I will be able to play Final Fantasy VII-R, and I'm going to choose not to because it looks like complete shit. Okay, let's see. Let's see. A new IP action game. Let's see. No plans to bring Final Fantasy VII Remake to other platforms. Blatant lies. Yes, yes. Final Fantasy VII Remake is still a multi-part series. Yeah, a lot of things. There are a lot of things people aren't talking about when it comes to this release. Looking back on this, it's all coming back to me. Like this game was canceled and re-entered development at least twice. So that there was that one version being made by like the Naruto Ninja Storm guys, and yeah, that was probably canceled for good reason because those guys are fucking hacks. We're considering spin-offs alongside the Final Fantasy VII Remake. What? What? Ah, no. You have got to be kidding me. Are they seriously going to put out like a Final Fantasy VII 1.5? What Yuffie is doing during Midgar? Like, is that what they're going to do? Like, is that their plan? Like, Final Fantasy VII Remake development going well, progressing more than expected. I strongly doubt that. 2 years ago, looking at these articles from 2 years ago is hilarious. New Final Fantasy VII Remake job listing hopes to surpass the original work as a new creation. You keep seeing this, like, from these people. They seriously did think they were going to make a better game than the original. The sheer audacity of these people, like, it is downright disrespectful. Square Enix changed up Cloud's design in the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's see. Final Fantasy VII Remake shifts to complete in-house development. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Might as well look at this. A previous report came out last week pointing at Square Enix recruiting core staff to expedite the development of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, with Mobius Final Fantasy lead programmer Naoki Hamaguchi stepping up to be project lead on the remake. What's with these different names on here? Nomura is the director now, so I have no idea what... Now we've learned, thanks to Square Enix, from a Mobius Final Fantasy livestream that development on the game is shifting from collaboratively working alongside external developers to building the game completely in-house. Hamaguchi confirmed his involvement in the game. Yeah, so they canceled. Previously, Square Enix confirmed that CyberConnect 2 was one of the studios collaborating with Square Enix on the project. So yeah, this has already been a kind of a train wreck development cycle. And even though people aren't talking about it and they tried to downplay it and they're not bringing it up now, the game has had a rough development cycle that really shouldn't have taken 5 years. The entire point, the entire justification of like, oh, it has to be episodic for like the longest time was like, oh, we have to get it out quicker. It took 5 years. Like, it literally took you 5 years to put out this piece of shit. It's just unbelievable. Let's see. I just want to know that apparently there has been some development on the 3 years or so fiasco with Final Fantasy VII and KH3. This game is never going to see the light of day, isn't it? It has. I'm not commenting here anymore. So are they still keeping any of the programs that was made from CC2, or would they starting from scratch again? Yeah. Let's see. Yep. Very, very interesting. It's interesting looking at this old news and seeing all this rough stuff. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3 launching in the next 3 years or so. 7's not done yet, so yeah. So unless they're gonna release like all the episodes like next year, they're fucked. New Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake screenshots are explosive. Yeah. Let's see. Rumor: Final Fantasy 15, and Final Fantasy 7 Remake get PC releases in 2018. Wow, these headlines are hilarious. Final Fantasy 7 Remake will be 30-plus hour RPG. Team feels at liberty to make changes. Yeah, I really wonder. I really want confirmation as to how long this actually is, because I'm hearing all sorts of weird shit, like 40 to 50 hours, 20 to 30 hours, like 30 to 40 hours. I expect it's shorter than that, but let's see. Each Final Fantasy VII Remake entry will have volume of content equal to a full-size game, other than like Xenoblade. Honestly, I think Xenoblade Chronicles X is probably going to have more content than all of these episodes combined, going by what we've seen already. The Final Fantasy VII Remake is not completely action-based. Let's see. Nobuo Uematsu is not working on the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Well, yeah, he's been not working with Square for a while. Let's see. Final Fantasy VII Remake may deviate from original story. Yeah, so this is something that's been an issue among hardcore fans for a while is that we knew that Square Enix was full of shit when they said it was when they said they wouldn't make changes, when they said they knew what they were doing. Oh wait, let's see. Let's see. I think that's everything. Yeah, I think it's all the interesting tidbits. Let's see. Square Enix has reconfirmed the upcoming Final Fantasy VII Remake will be a multi-part series. As first reported by us in December 2015, the classic Japanese RPG is still being split up into a multi-part series. News confirmed by a new development blog post. Let's see. The update notes that the new game is being reborn on PlayStation 4 and there's lots of content to review when doing a full remake of the game. Previously, the studio teased that each part in the series will have the amount of content of a standalone game. It's really funny how they always try, the fanboys too, they always try to make it out to be like it would be extremely difficult to remake this game, and it really wouldn't. Like, it really, really wouldn't. Like, it really would not have taken like more than 3 years. Like, 2 years at the most, I think. Like, to get it out there in a reasonable capacity. Like, take what you did. You know, I said they were doing. I've been saying they should have done this for years. Make Final Fantasy V, make Final Fantasy VI, and then make Final Fantasy VII for the DS, just like you did with Final Fantasy 3 and 4. Like, I don't understand why you stopped making those remakes, because they were perfectly acceptable. They were really good at getting younger fans like me interested into the games, and it's weird. Like, I'm a younger fan now, and I'm like a grown adult, so it's like, I don't think kids are interested in Final Fantasy unless they're like specifically, you know, have some game that some older person introduced them to. I don't think. Oof. Honestly, I'm still waiting for a good argument for a full release rather than an episodic one. Yeah. This is the future you chose when you allowed Squaresoft to go PlayStation exclusive. I have no sympathy for you. The bankruptcy, the lackluster releases, and now this. All of it can be traced back to that one mistake. Oh wow, who is this handsome? Who is this handsome individual? You're an even more retarded Nintendo fanboy than Stealth, and I never thought that was possible. To be fair, there's no way that it could have crammed Final Fantasy VII into one N64 cartridge. You know, yeah. Trash, just play PS1. Yep. Oof. Yeah, lots of oof. Hey, what's up, everyone? Let me get hit off with the chat real quick. Hang on. Where did I leave off? Let's see. The combat reminds me of a mobile game. Yeah. It does look very mobile game-ish. Let's see. Yeah, I want to go back and play Panzer Dragoon. I'm just like, I want to go back and play a good remake, one that actually respects the original. Yeah, I'm not sure why people are shitting so hard on a Panzer Dragoon remake. It might be because I never played the original, but going by what I played, I thought it was fine. Like, I didn't think it was like the best rail shooter ever, but it was acceptable. It's honestly gotten me hyped for more Sega Saturn games. Hopefully, we start getting more on Switch. Definitely. Honestly, playing it really makes me wonder, was the Sega Saturn better than the Sony PlayStation? I'll already say that, like, N64 was way better than PlayStation for sure. But Sega Saturn, it's not really... It's one of those things where I'm just like, is it? Because I don't know enough about it. I don't think I've ever even seen one in person, to be completely honest with you. I've never seen one before. Like, I saw a Dreamcast once when I was very young, but a Saturn? No, like, Sega was already dead by the time I started buying games on my own, or understanding that there were different companies and who made different consoles, you know what I mean? So yeah, Saturn, it was a bit before my time, and I'm wondering, after playing a little bit of Panzer Dragoon, whether it's going to be my favorite Sega console. Because I really, really like, everything Panzer Dragoon is doing with, like, its presentation, its gameplay. It feels fun, unique, creative, and visually interesting. It feels like a weird fantasy sci-fi Dragon Rider's a turn style, like, rail shooter, and that's kind of intriguing to me. Obviously, Star Fox 64 is better, but what isn't? What is better than Star Fox 64? Like, really, we've gotten some more details. Let's see. Let's see. Nomura revealed that Square Enix is hoping the remake will spur further adopting of the PlayStation 4 in Japan. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. The bias. The bias. Yeah, this really needs to be addressed more because you will see them bring this up occasionally. You will always see Square Enix do this in investors' meetings and stuff like that. They outright will tell their investors that one of their primary goals is to sell PlayStations for Sony on behalf of Sony Entertainment. Like, that is their goal. You know what I mean? There's an agenda there. You know what I mean? Like, there's a purpose for it. It's shady, man. Instead of just developing for, Nintendo consoles like they should, they're favoring this very corrupt brand that ruined them back in the 90s. It's unreal. All right, so Square Enix explains decision to split Final Fantasy VII Remake into multiple games. Square Enix has, on numerous occasions, attempted to explain its decision to remake Final Fantasy VII. And they never explained it adequately. Like, even now, I've been covering this game for years, right? Like, I've been looking into it and, watching every press announcement and stuff like that. I still have no idea why they thought it was a good idea to make it episodic. Like, all of their arguments, like, to make it the development speedier, to make the game look better, it's complete crap. Like, the game does not look that much better than anything else that's on the market. Honestly, I am inclined to think that, like, Astral Chain probably looks better than this. Like, Astral Chain has, like, those crazy boss fights and stuff like that I think are way more impressive than anything Final Fantasy VII has to show. Like, the actual gameplay. This is the PlayStation principle, okay? PlayStation games look their best during cutscenes, which is what, like, people always point to. Like, iconic PlayStation moments. Dracula in Symphony of the Night. Like, what's the most iconic moment of that game? Like, the opening cutscene, right? Where they give that monologue. I was just watching it earlier. This is why I'm giving this example. What is a man but a miserable pile of secrets? But enough talk. Have at you. Like, that's the most, like, iconic moment of the game because it's a cutscene, right? It has animation. It has voice acting. It stands out from the rest of the game. You know what I mean? While Nintendo fans will always bring up the actual gameplay, you know what I mean? So it's created this weird sort of situation in which I keep seeing the Order 1886, I think, is a good example of this. Where, is it 86 or is it 66? Because 76. I swear it was 86, but I think I heard someone say 76 a while back, and I was like, wait, is that it? That game was hyped up as having, like, gorgeous visuals, but it was almost entirely cutscenes. You know what I mean? Like, that's how the PlayStation is tricking you, right? It's giving you these high production values while having, like, mediocre to lackluster or downright bad gameplay. Like, just look at The Last of Us. Like, look how nobody actually plays that video game. It's I do think people are starting to wake up to a certain extent, because, like, again, Animal Crossing is getting more and more popular. Like, Pokemon is still huge. More and more Nintendo franchises are hitting that, like, Pokemon, Mario, Zelda level of success, right? You can't just say you only buy a Nintendo console for Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon anymore. Like, you have options, you know what I mean, across a wide variety of genres. All developed by Nintendo themselves, because none of these third parties want to do it. What was my point? Okay, so Final Fantasy VII. They never explained why they needed to make this a series, as opposed to just one big release. However, the wording has always been a bit flimsy, primarily because we've been having to translate Japanese speech into English text. They're always making excuses for these people. If Nintendo did this, right, like, they would be getting attacked left and right. Like, what's a good example? Well, Nintendo's never really done this. You know what? I think there was more criticism towards Majora's Mask 3D from game journalists than there was. Maybe I'm being a bit. Nah, maybe not. I mean, at the very least, people were like bitching about like the Zora swimming changing. You know what I mean? Like that felt like something. It feels like the game journalists are being like silent on the very glaring issues that any fan of Final Fantasy VII could spot. You know what I mean? And this is a good example. Like, game journalists should have been very, very hard on this decision to make Final Fantasy VII episodic. There was no justification for it. There was no reason for it. And this idea that they were going to expand on Midgar and make it like into its own world and flesh it out more, like it didn't pan out like at all, as you can clearly see from the gameplay footage. Fortunately, a new interview on the official Square Enix website offers the clearest explanation yet. When asked about the decision to split Final Fantasy VII Remake into multiple games, producer Yoshinori Kitase says that the team was presented with two options right at the beginning of development. It could either go all in on detail and section the story into parts, or it could remake the whole Final Fantasy VII and be forced to cut content in order to make the project viable. You, cut content already. Like, you can't just say, we can't remake all of Final Fantasy VII in this new engine with this new gameplay, and then like add in a bunch of stupid shit that no one asked for, like the time dementors, the new characters, the padded out Midgar. Like, just remake Final Fantasy VII, the original game, with new visuals and voice acting. Like, that's it. Like, you just had to rework the translation. You had to bring it to a new audience. You had to keep the traditional gameplay. Like, you did not need to do this. It's just an excuse, like a paper-thin excuse that everyone could see through right away. And no one was critical enough. No one was bringing us, like, everyone was like, people like Angry Joe, Maximilian Dune, they were all just brushing it aside. The game is great. Square is really doing a lot with this game. I hope, like, I just hope it isn't short and the other episodes are just as good as this. Like, how about you demand that they release the entire game in one package? Episodic releases do not work. Like, Square Enix has a track record of not providing promised content for their games. Like, just look at Final Fantasy 15. They were like releasing all this stupid shit like Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed crossover content, like DLC festivals and stuff like that. They never finished all the DLC for the actual story, like for the actual characters. So it's technically an unfinished game. Not that anyone cares. Like, not that anybody cares about Final Fantasy 15. Like, everyone just moved on to the next thing, like they always do. Like they did with BioShock Infinite and Dead Space 3 and like Mass Effect 3, Andromeda, Anthem, all of these disasters, Evolve, Dead Rising 4. I'm just throwing out names right there, but there have been so many blunders this generation from so many companies, Resident Evil 3 being a recent example, and everyone is always willing to forgive them and come begging for more. It's just so frustrating. Like, why? Just why? Again, Square has not put out a good game since, like, a good Final Fantasy mainline entry since 10 in 2001. Okay, it's been on a downward trajectory since then. Like, obviously so, right? Since Final Fantasy X-2, right? The last game published by SquareSoft, apparently. You know, with its complete butchering of the original plot and characters and setting, and just to create this weird sort of out there. You know, some people, you know, idiots like the Spoony one, always came out, like, you know, try to defend it, saying, like, oh, it's something different. Like, that's what makes it good. When, no, every Final Fantasy game was different and unique from one another. You know, 7's nothing like 8, 9's nothing like 8, 10's nothing like 9. It's amazing how they were able to just come up with completely new, unique ideas and concepts and keep building off of them and keep, you know, creating this incredibly incredibly beloved IP, like back in the 90s. Like, and now they can't do it, and nobody is willing to admit that things have gone downhill for all these companies. Like, it would take a Kojima style firing, right, to get people talking about, like, oh, maybe this company isn't doing very well. Like, you think, like, what was Konami doing in like 2000s? Like, after Metal Gear Solid, like, they mistreated Team Silent. They didn't make new Contra games. Suikoden's creator got canned. Iga got canned. Castlevania stopped being made. Stopped getting budgets. The pachinko machine thing was going on for a long time. Like, I would argue, like, before even Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, like, the wheels were already well in motion by that point. So, like, for modern Konami to be what it is today, like, not making video games at all, and nobody noticed or cared as long as they got their hype new Metal Gear game, as long as they got their, like, Raiden, their terrible platinum Raiden cutting things up simulator. Like, they didn't give a shit. Like, as long as they got their fix of, like, something new to consume, they were perfectly fine. Like, they were perfectly content, even if, like, the content was mediocre. You know what I mean? Like, Metal Gear Solid 4 was clearly a massive step down from 3, and no one gave a shit. It got like 10 out of 10s. No one brought that up at all. Like, when it first came out, like, I was baffled. I was shocked at how much of a decline Metal Gear Solid 4 actually was from 3, like, when I first played it. Like, to the point where, like, I honestly don't think, even now, where I'm looking to replay all of the games, I don't think I'll bother replaying 4, because there's no point. Like, it's not that good of a game. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't even look as good as people say it is. Some people will say it has a good story. It doesn't, not really. The Death Stranding-isms were already very much present at that point in time. If Metal Gear Solid 4 works, it works because of your blind nostalgia and love for, like, previous entries. That's it. It doesn't stand on its own merits. You know what I mean? And I think that's what Square is doing now with Final Fantasy. Like, Final Fantasy 15, the 13 trilogy, 12, this especially, Final Fantasy 7R, they can't stand on their own merits. They can't succeed. Like, they can't succeed without, like, the legacy that they just happen to own, even though the people who made the series great, the people who are now at Mistwalker and other companies, Monolith Soft, Grezzo, and others, those people who made these games great are no longer with the company. It's just a bunch of sycophants and business people who have no idea what they're doing. You know what I mean? Like, they're not making Final Fantasy games. Like, they own the brand, but it's not a real Final Fantasy game. You know what I mean? Like, Final Fantasy 7R does not feel like a Final Fantasy game. It doesn't even feel like Final Fantasy 7. Like, it's not Final Fantasy 7. It's not even a Final Fantasy game, period. Because it just feels too much like modern Square Enix. It's a complete train wreck, a complete disaster. In Kataza's own words, at the beginning of the project, we had two directions we could go. The first was to make the project with the highest possible level of graphics, visual quality, and detail, and not remove anything that fans wanted to see. Instead, it would expand upon the original game to make something even more immersive. The other option, so immersive, does immersive just mean, like, pointless fetch quests? Because that's all that ever seems to boil down to for these people. Like, the other option was to include the entire scope of the original game in a single release. But in order to make that work as a modern game, we wouldn't be able to go for the highest visual quality, and we'd also have to cut back on areas and scenes from the original. No, you wouldn't. Like, you already did cut back because you didn't release it in a single project. Like, you added so much stupid bullshit to Part 1. I don't take you seriously when you say that, like, we couldn't have put it all in. The original Final Fantasy VII is a 30-hour game, right? It's not that long by, like, modern standards. It takes about 30 hours to get through, right? Like, assuming... Like I said, I do feel that Square could have made this release in less than 3 years of work. Like, they just had to take the visuals and improve on them. Like, maybe... do a Wonder Boy Dragon Strap and sort of give you the option to switch between like the new and old style. Like you know what I mean? The Master Chief Collection did this too. Like this complete overhaul doesn't really impress anyone. Like it's not impressing fans. It's not impressing new players. Unless you're a shill, right? I noticed that Yuria, that girl who's playing it, the one we were watching a while back. Yeah, she got that copy from Square like a little bit early. And I imagine a lot of the people who are streaming it now are like that, who are trying to paint the game in a positive light. It's kind of a travesty, man. Essentially, to make a single release viable, the resulting game would have ended up being a digest of the original story, and we didn't think fans would be pleased with that. Let me tell you this: the fans aren't pleased with what you put out. Okay, it's not us bitching. It's not us being like needy or pushy. Like we straight up hate what you actually did. Release a real remake. Basically, Square Enix had a vision for Final Fantasy VII Remake that simply wouldn't have been feasible had it decided to remake the entirety of Final Fantasy VII in one game. Yeah. A lot of new stuff. Yeah. Money. Yeah, I don't believe they're bullshit. I really don't. Like that is complete crap. That is complete crap. Okay. Chat. Let's see. It is hard to believe that you're basically the only person on YouTube talking about this. Yeah. I don't think. I'm really curious as to what the state of YouTube is. Am I really the only person? Like, it's really weird. I am very, very strongly opposed. I really do wonder if it's because, like, everyone else that I'm aware of on YouTube does this or is trying to do this as a career and is deliberately trying not to offend, like, companies and stuff like that. I'm not interested in that. I have explicitly said that several times in the past. I am not interested in a YouTube career. Like, I have a real job. You know what I mean? Like, I have a real career path. I have hobbies. This is just something I do for fun, right? Because I really, really, really like Final Fantasy VII, okay? I'm not sure. I'm sure there are other people talking about it. Like, on the down low, on Twitter, there are other people talking about it. Other hobbyists, I'm sure. Probably not, maybe not people, live streaming every major thing that happens and, like, ranting about it the way I do. Maybe not to the same extent, but... I'm sure they exist. I'm sure you can find them. But I do think game journalists and YouTubers are generally in the pocket of the game companies, right? They are deliberately looking to make money. You know what I mean? Like, that's why they always shill these mobile games that no one likes, Raid Shadow Legends, stuff like that. Because they want the money. Like, they want the free stuff. They want the swag. They want the attention. They want the gear. They want to increase their sub counts and continue making that YouTube revenue. It's very, very disheartening. I've said this before, but I'm very, very disgusted with the online gaming community because it's not about the video games anymore. It's essentially a circle jerk where people pretend certain games are good in order to make money. Like, why do you think people hype up Fortnite so much? It's not because they enjoy the game. It's because they see the potential to make money off of it because it's lucrative, right? The same thing happened with FNAF and Undertale. Like, these aren't good games, but they, because of certain factors, the stream bait nature of those games, specific comes to mind specifically. It's in the YouTuber's interest to cover them. And of course, you have like different niches. Like Maximilian Dude covers fighting games, and I think he like shills everything new that comes out and then like drops it as soon as it stops being relevant. I'm not an FGC player, so I'm not really up to speed exactly what the deal with him is. But like seeing him cover something that's more my speed, Final Fantasy VII R. Not covering, all of his stuff. It's very frustrating. You know what I mean? Zob70 has been talking about it too. Oh yeah. Shout out to Zob. I did see a little bit of that live stream he did talking about this. Yeah. He is an example of someone who I know was talking about this to an extent. I think his take on it was a little bit different than mine. My take on it has always been that like Square has been downhill since the 90s. I'm not sure if he has the same opinion as I do, but yeah, definitely check that video out. I think I liked it. I definitely commented on it. It's been shared before. The genius of based Kingdom Hearts edition made for Fortnite fans. Yeah, this Final Fantasy VII R, it takes a lot of cues from Kingdom Hearts. Like the music seems kind of Kingdom Heartsy. It has like that combat. It's kind of oof. Yeah, Final Fantasy is basically becoming Kingdom Hearts at this point. It's getting really frustrating. It even recycles plot elements from Kingdom Hearts, like the time travel and just the talk about fate and shit like that. The Saturn is top tier Sega. Yeah, top Kino Sega. Yeah, I hope it is. Segata Show! Anyone in here interested in base building games? Sony's dead, man. Their best dev, Naughty Dog, has done... Whoa. Naughty Dog was never their best dev. The Shadow of the Colossus guy, I think, is their best. The PS5 selling is like Justin Bieber album selling. Terrible music and no one cares. Ooh, yeah, that's a really good take. Yeah, the PlayStation is basically the gaming console equivalent of Justin Bieber. I've never thought about that because I don't care about Justin Bieber. I don't know anyone who's a fan of his. You know what I mean? Like, at least I don't think so. I don't think I could pick out his music even if somebody like played it for me. I don't know who he is. Walk hallway, watch cutscene, walk hallway, watch cutscene, fight enemies, walk hallway, cutscene, boss. So that's the cycle. I haven't played a Final Fantasy game since I 7 on PS1. Wow. Yeah, a lot of people have only played 7. I've been noticing that a lot. I think that's why so many people who aren't RPG fans, like Maximilian Dude, are so intent on pushing this remake. What was the best Final Fantasy game? I am not familiar with the series. I only played 1, and that was in the year 2000s. I'd say... Okay, so me personally, I would say... It's hard to say, really. Personally, I'm inclined to say the original 7, but it could be 6, it could be 5. 4 is pretty good. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them. Plenty of people like 9 too. Personally, I would say probably, I would say 7 for me. I really, really like 7. I searched in Google, Bing, YouTube, etc. There is basically nothing. I was disappointed to see ACG not mention anything about this. Doom Eternal 4 out of 10, Final Fantasy 7 4 out of 10, Cookie Mama delayed, Maximilian is trash. Yeah, I'm curious. Most people are just in full damage control mode right now. I'm not really, let's see. Is no one talking about this? I keep specifically looking for new content, and I'm just... Are people just unwilling to admit how bad this game is? It seems kind of like it almost feels the same way as like Resident Evil 3 did, where like people for the first couple of days were just not talking about it, which I guess means nobody enjoys it. I guess we could look at the 4chan again. Let's see. There is a bunch of shilling here. I guess we could just go back to the menu. People complaining it wasn't as advertised as a sequel when we've known since the reveal trailer. Long ago, we looked upon our fourth by... Let's see. Square Enix let us know from the get-go what this game was about. You were just too dumb to pay attention. Then why did they call it remake? Yeah. People are unironically like pushing this narrative since like, I've had a weird Twitter conversations. That reminds me. I guess I could look at my Twitter feed and see what look at this if I can pick it out. I'm not very good at finding my tweets, which is why I didn't do this. Let's see. Hang on. Where did it go? Okay. I swear I responded. Maybe they blocked me. Okay, weird. Yeah, I did respond to someone who was like unironically pushing this take that okay. So Final Fantasy VII R was so the big thing right now is that like fans are realizing that this is not a real remake. The game changes too many plot elements. It has a completely different gameplay style. Essentially, all it has in common with the original is that like the beginning is exactly like the original Final Fantasy VII, and it has the same characters. After a certain point, it becomes completely different, and as a result, it can't be considered a remake. It is a reboot. It is a completely different take on this on the concept, right? And it's really really dumb and really really stupid for a bunch of reasons that I'm still not quite settled on, but oof. But yeah, the main thing I'm aware of is like the throughout the entire game there are a bunch of creatures that are following the main characters around, trying to prevent them from taking certain actions that will change the future. So it's been joked that these time dementors, those cloaked beings that are trying to keep things the same they always were, are essentially the fans of the original game, like desperately pushing Square Enix, played by Sephiroth, to keep things the way they were in the original. But the Chad Sephiroth is so powerful and so all-encompassing that like nothing the fans can do can stop him from doing whatever he wants, and he's making the game worse. And how does it end exactly? From what I understand, going by what I've seen, in the most basic possible terms. Of course, there are like finer details that we could nitpick and stuff like that, but in the broadest possible sense, it's shown that Zack is still alive. Like Zack from Final Fantasy VII is has some sort of role to play in future installments, which of course completely ruins the entire pace and point, I would say, of Final Fantasy VII. I would like to see like a complete list of all the weird plot points because I cannot remember. I cannot remember them all. They're just. I guess I could just ask. All right, let's see if we get any responses. Hopefully quickly. Here we go. In the original, cold, dead eyes of a killer, dismissive, lost in thoughts about greater things, fucks with the party because they're following him, never once confronts an opponent one-on-one unless they're unarmed. When he does, he gets taken out in one attack. Wait. What is this? You never see him slash with his sword either. It's always stood up straight with a jabbing motion like a python or something. Wait, what? How could Nomura fuck up his own creation so much? Even after the travesty of Genesis, now he's bringing Zack back to life. This game is already such a shitty FF that even Amano's art of it is miserably boring. Nomura should only work on KH and nothing else. Let's see. Let's see if there's any interesting things. It's clear that Aerith is the one for Cloud in every action they have together, and he completely crazy for her. Yeah, whatever. Is there anything funny about this? Lovers used to give these when they were reunited. How sweet. When did you get so thoughtful? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, best girl. Oh, no, he knows what's up. Yeah, yeah, I am a Team Tifa for sure. Cloud and Aerith were never in love with each other. What are you guys talking about? All right. You guys need to play the fucking game. Tifa is the only one who knows the real Cloud and has always been in his life. Yeah, that is why she is best girl. Let's see. Yes, yes. I guarantee you, by the time this comes to PC, people will stop caring about it. Like, just look at Horizon Zero Dawn. How much is that going to sell on PC? Do you think? Like 100,000 units? Definitely not that many. Definitely not very many. And PlayStation fans were trying to tell themselves that it was going to compete with Breath of the Wild. You know what I mean? It was the equivalent to Breath of the Wild, and it's not. It's a joke. Like, I don't think anybody's been talking about Horizon since the remake was the port was announced. So yeah, I do think we will get like Final Fantasy VII R on PC by next year. This time next year, it's going to be out. Let's see. Let's see. Walk hallway. Oh wait. The fucking state of Final Fantasy. Oh, you mean exactly like OG Final Fantasy VII Midgar section? How dare they? You've got to be kidding me. Midgar in the original is extremely well paced. Oh yeah, we can check out Reset Era. I'm sure they have really offensive takes. I straight up said offensive. Like I'm gonna straight up get angry about this. Kotaku spoilers. Final Fantasy VII Remake's easy mode is way too easy. Let's see. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Come on, newcomer. All right. Oh, oops. Wait. Oh, spoiler discussion. I guess we should look at both threads and see how interesting these are. Let's see. Final Fantasy VII Remake and... Wait. Which one did I click on? Yeah, there we go. So you have the OT... Final Fantasy VII Remake sold out on Amazon. Yeah, probably because of stock issues. I really wonder how this is going to sell. I think it's going to sell reasonably well at first, but like by episode 2, it's going to drop off severely. They won't be able to continue pretending it's a remake at this point. Like, people aren't that stupid. I spent 40 hours playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake. I really doubt that. Mostly on normal mode, the highest difficulty initially available. I burned through potions and character reviving Phoenix Downs as I battled robots, mutant creatures, and Shinra shoulders. I was forced to repeat many of the game's boss battles after my party wiped, regrouping, switching out weapons and material to make sure my characters had the right tools at their disposal. It was challenging, but never dull. Let's see. Nonsense. It's an easy mode. It's easy. So basically, working as intended. What is this article? Yeah, let's see. Oh, this is about the easy mode. Final Fantasy VII Remake spoiler discussion. Okay, this should be good. Data mining has begun and major spoilers are being uncovered. Oh, no, this is back when they were data mining it. This isn't actually... Damn, I'm going to have to go searching through for a more up-to-date... Damn. Now that is stupid. I guess we could just skip ahead to the end. Let's see, 3 minutes ago. Today at 8:50. Okay, let's see. 154 should be fine. Let's see. Let's see. Jesse is insufferable. Ah, somebody else doesn't like the thought. Oh no. Do you guys think Final Fantasy VII 2 or whatever they call it will continue to be exclusive for a year on PlayStation, or will they launch it on multiple consoles? Yeah, that is another point. Is this going to come out on PS4? Are they going to keep making this for PS4? Like, if they do that, it's going to be held back by the fact that it's going to be outdated in the next couple of years. But they're not going to have all the parts on a single console. So that's going to be a bit of a thorn in their side going forward. I guess they could just cancel it, but oof. Let's see. I'm starting to worry whether we're going to have a Mass Effect 3 ending situation on the horizon. As in, the pressure from fans will be so strong it makes them re-edit the entire ending to be more palatable. Of course, they couldn't exactly scrap the final bosses because that'd be a massive waste of resources to the extent it'd almost be depressing to see all that work go down the drain. But changing a few lines would be doable. I wouldn't want them to. The original FF7 still exists, so I don't really mind what they're doing. Why are these people such cucks? Like, tell them... Dude, a lot of us are angry about the twist. It's really not the end of the world. There will be other games to look forward to, like Final Fantasy 16. Thankfully, Namur and his crew won't be working on that one. Sure, I strongly doubt that. That motherfucker was working on Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 15, and this. Unreal. Okay. I don't think so. Maybe I'm being overly optimistic, but I think that while there will absolutely be a shit show, a lot of people will take a wait-and-see approach. One of the biggest issues with M33's ending was that it was the ending. Nothing else was being made as far as we knew, and that was the ending. I think the thing that's the worst, and I mean this from someone who hasn't played the remake but didn't care much for the original 7, is that everything I've seen a remake is pretty grounded, or at least grounded for itself. And then the ending happens and all that shit is built up. Why is this guy who hasn't played the original and hasn't played the remake commenting on this thread to damage control for Square? Wait. Oh, I guess he is being critical, but why does he care? Just oof. Let's see. How long is it? I'm not ending this live stream until we get a sound explanation to how long this thing is, because I have no idea. I still have no idea. All right. Oof. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Let's see. Tiva's plot. Okay, here we go. Wait, what is this? 80 hours, just beat the game, never to be replayed ever in my entire life. Never have I gone from liking something to absolutely despising something this hard and fast. 15 years of waiting, all to waste. Wow. What is this? What is this from? From NeoGaf? So wait, so he just hated the ending? Fuck this piece of shit game. From being the best game of all time to literally everything I hated about Square since 10 years back. Unfucking believable. Go fuck yourself, shit Enix. Okay, I'm gonna need therapy because I want to commit suicide right now. Gonna have to talk this through with wife. What? Oh no! He hated the game so much. He's gonna have to talk to his wife. Just oh shit. Holy shit. Don't joke about shit like that, especially over a video game. Are you kidding me? I'm literally having a discussion right now with my wife about therapy. GTFO with your dumbass ninja video game response. It's 15 years of my fucking life. So this guy seriously is considering suicide because Final Fantasy VII-R wasn't good. Like, holy shit. Reset era people are pathetic. I just had a discussion with my wife about this, and she's 100% supportive. She wants you to kill yourself? Holy shit. I have no idea how I should tackle this, but I'm trembling as I'm typing this, and my wife is crying because of the whole situation. I want to do something drastic that I might regret, but I keep thinking positive thoughts to stop myself. Just got a message who I can call. Giving it a shot ASAP. I have no idea what to say or do. Tried calling. They're open from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. 4 more hours. Going to have to try to relax, but this feeling I have right now, holy shit. Wow, that is ridiculous. That is absurd. Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay, let me see if I can finally. Okay, do we want to watch the DSP stream while we try to get a clear answer on how long the game is? Yeah, I'm definitely really curious about this because this is the one thing that's really going to, if we can manage, once we know how long the game is reasonably, Either it's too long. If it's too long, it's padded to shit. If it's too short, they should have spent more time developing it and made an entire full game. Really, they can't win in either situation, but it's really just a matter of like seeing what exactly they did wrong. Exactly. I would probably be able to give you more specifics if I actually played it myself, but we're gonna have to stick with our boy DSP. I guess we're streaming DSP content.
Look at this stuff, man.
Oh, Namatsu got credited.
Just did a 95 inch and get ready for 80% filler side quest. Yeah.
Is everything working all right?
Doing a lot of filler.
Let me make sure everything's... Is everything working all right for my DSP? My DSP stream? Like, does full screen, like, ruin anything? Alright, we'll watch a little bit of DSP.
Basically setting the atmosphere for the game, right? Uh-oh.
Yeah, when people praise the graphics, they have to be talking about the cutscene graphics, because the in-game graphics don't look that great. But yeah, Square Enix always made like these really good introductory sequences. Like, I was thinking that like Final Fantasy X's intro, like it looked like it could have been a PS3 game, to be honest with you.
No, not to my knowledge. If it's what you're talking about, I think I know what you're talking about.
I mean, they've always had like stellar art design. Hey, look, it's Eris. What is she doing?
Oh, look who it is.
It's Eris. She's just preparing for her John to come by
Fat Mr. Boat to me $4.20.
and fly her flower, if you know what I'm talking about.
Might be my favorite Final Fantasy with pre-order. I think you get free summons starting in Chapter 2. I don't know what the pre-order is that I got. No idea.
I probably should like turn Phil off if I want to commentate over it.
I never played any Final Fantasy games myself, but I love
How is the sound? Can you like hear me over Phil or what? Should I turn it down a bit? Oh damn! If Eris bumped into me, I would like stop and talk to her. Like shit. Hey you.
What a jerk. He bumps right into the flower. What a real jerk. Stomps on the goddamn flower, you piece of shit. Thanks to everyone who contributed to the hype train to get level 2.
She's too good for this sinful earth. Eris.
So I don't really understand.
Yeah, I ship Clad with Tifa, but I ship Eris with me. Okay. Oof.
What I'm hoping is I'll actually like the game more and understand the plot.
This doesn't look anything like... Wait. Is this what the opening shot looked like in the original? Okay, that's a bit more familiar. I think it looked a little bit different.
That controls all of
Maybe I'm just misremembering it. I thought it was like over here-ish, and then you just see this part. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It's the intro thing, and here's the train. Here comes the train.
And let me check to make sure everything's good. Sound is fine. Yep. This is the perfect game for DSP. Walk in a straight line and mash the X button. Holy shit, yeah. Holy shit, that's absolutely true. Oh boy, our boy DSP. He really knows how to deliver the goods. Is he gonna like call me out specifically because I'm restreaming him right now? Technically. Does YouTube allow that? I'm not sure how other people get away with it, but yep, I am a detractor as of right now. I'm detracting Final Fantasy VII and not him, but okay. We've already seen this from the demo. Should we skip ahead? Soldier Boy. She doesn't even know his name, and she's so thirsty. Ugh. Imagine like seeing a girl and she's like instantly thirsty for you without knowing your name. It just... I don't know, like they seem to get like certain lines right, and like the thing is they tend to get like motivations wrong, you know what I mean? Like they sometimes get like character relationships right, and then like their actual personalities are wrong. It's all over the place.
He has to play the quiet man. Yeah, he's basically saying why are there so many goddamn Final Fantasy games? I hear ya. It's not
Wait, what?
DSP lore master.
Does he always stop playing to like read out super chats?
That's great.
Really? Wow.
He thinks that there'll be
I tend to keep playing while I'm reading the chat.
No, there will not be. But
Like when I'm looking at a load screen or something. Well, I guess he's a lot more popular than I am. Yes, I am less popular than DSP. I have far less subscribers, so I'm nowhere near as big as Big Boy DSP.
subscribe for 22 months.
I don't have anywhere near the talent at video games he does. Oh, Cloud.
No, Barrett being a dick to him. Come on, nobody do something this crazy just for money. They may not think you're stupid, but you know what I think? This guy. Yeah, that is so.
Cloud really is doing this for money. Is Cloud even doing this for money, or is he doing it for Tifa? Like Tifa just Cloud wants that like martial arts ass. Yeah, what's this shit about like Tifa not liking the bombs? Like, I've been thinking about that. Like, she was the one who set Cloud up with Avalanche. Like, if she didn't approve of the bombs, she wouldn't have Cloud go out and like, set a bomb. You know what I mean? Like, she's the reason he's there.
And there it is. One of the classic views of the game. Look at that.
So yeah, so there are definitely problems with the narrative. A lot of them early on just aren't like very noticeable. It just goes off the rails at a certain point. Like I just want to see when that happens. Let's see here. Where does he? When does the demo end? Like after?
This pump's sole purpose is to drain the planet dry. While you sleep, while you eat, while you shit. It's sucking up Mako.
Oh sure.
Rest, and it doesn't care.
Angry black man Barrett.
Mako is, don't you? Mako is the lifeblood of our world.
Yeah, the life energy
The
of the
planet
planet.
bleeds green like you and me bleed red. The hell you think's gonna happen when it's all gone, huh? Answer me. You gonna stand there and pretend you can't hear the planet crying out in pain?
What's with these like animations? They're so bizarre. They're so like anime-ish. They're kind of ridiculous. No, I've seen animes that are better than this. It's so like ridiculous.
I like this. They actually have characters. This is good.
More about the next 5 seconds. Save the stream.
Cloud's a professional. He's getting all worked up about his cause. I like this a lot.
So yeah, DSP has shit taste. What kind of games does DSP even like? Yeah. He's probably gonna like this game a lot. Like I said, you just go through hallways and mash X. So it's probably easy views for him. So he's probably really happy with this. So I wouldn't take what DSP says seriously. Like he shit on good games for giving him bad views before.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, look.
How much money does he make off me just skipping through this? I would hope nothing, but
Hold on. What we need to do, since we seem to be hitting goals, like tips goals and stuff so consistently. Imagine.
is this the boss? No. When is the boss? What's?
The 1-year-old. It does not run at 60 frames. Weird. There was
Yeah, I think this is all stuff that's in the demo. Let's see if we can find something new. Oops. Let's see here. DSP Gaming. Yeah, Final Fantasy Remake Part 2.
Alright, continuing on, no criticism zone. I never played Super and Street Saga.
Detractor Smith. That's right.
So someone took the dollar and asked, can I play later today? No, I cannot. Right after the stream, I'm having dinner and doing stuff between the streams. But don't worry, I'm going to be playing this game a ton.
Is it just me? Is his sound way low?
Stream, I'm playing it today. I'm
Is
playing
there something wrong with his microphone,
Wednesday, like every major.
or is it on my end? Oh, is this when they destroy the reactor? So I think the demo ends immediately after this boss fight. So let's skip this head. Is there Justy being thirsty again?
Whoa, wait, what?
I keep fixating on that, but
3 minutes? Is this supposed to be a challenge? I guess we'll do 20 minutes.
wait, what?
We can get out of here in 20 minutes.
Pretty cocky, ain't you?
You couldn't set the timer in the original. What's the point of that?
I knew it.
You double crosser!
Heads up.
What the hell?
So it's gonna blow up the Mego reactor by itself.
Let's see.
What? I missed.
So is DSP still bad at this game? Is it just me, or is Cloud attacking a lot slower than he normally would?
Hurry up, asshole. Only have 20 minutes.
Yeah, his DSP is like literally not capable of pressing the X button fast enough to attack.
Why the time freeze?
This is Jesse being thirsty. Yeah, that's some Uncharted style platforming right there. Square Enix learning from the best, am I right? Ah, Naughty Dog. Ah, you're the best developer in the industry. We can learn so much from you.
My hero.
My hero.
We'll link up over there! Look after Jesse!
Will she actually help with combat?
I'm pretty sure, like, at some point in the game, she specifically tells you that she wants to fuck, and yeah, it's really like ridiculous. I think like they're really pushing this waifu angle to like kill her off specifically, because like I'm told that Biggs and Wedge don't actually die in this version, which is like really stupid, a really dumb change, one of those really dumb pointless changes.
We got time. We're doing all these chats. Come on, relax.
Let me see here. Like it's boring to watch too. Like why are there so many people watching it? Like maybe you have a waifu watching it.
Damn.
Is he live now? Wait, hang on. I saw Jesse again. Hey Wedge. Hey Barrett. Lead the way.
This might be the best lipped synchronized game I've ever seen in my life. I've never played a game where the lips are 100% in sync with the English.
Watch out for live wires.
They probably just made it for the West,
Back here, hidden.
specifically so people would praise it for that. Or maybe the technology has just improved. I don't know. I don't know. It does feel like these people are praising more and more like weird things that nobody would really notice or care about. Because like you can't say the game is like, you know, exceptionally gorgeous anymore, because it really isn't.
Make Avalanche look worse, right? So it seems like it was a conspiracy against them. Okay.
Does he still do the snort? I haven't seen him snort yet. I haven't been paying attention to Phil. I've actually been watching the game. Does he always have face cams these days? He didn't used to, right? I don't even know how you can cough that much. I'm not sure I could cough that like that if I wanted to. I'm trying to think like how would I parody him, but no.
How much farther do we have to go?
Not far.
Amazing music script.
I want to see Eris. I want to see like how this Okay, so this is what happens when you actually leave. Okay, so you meet Eris after this. Oh, is that her? No, it's Jesse. Wait, what?
Syria.
You can have it for saving my life.
Oh no. So it, you don't have to help her in the original, right? She just gets out on her own.
What? Cloud is a personal connection?
Words to live by.
Oh come on, she wants to smash so hard.
You do know how to use it, right?
You can equip it in the old games. I don't know about now. Alright, so begin tutorial of materia equipment.
Forget it. Here's a little something extra for being so brave. That really was the ride of a lifetime. Well, see you on the train.
Bottle of ether and 2 high potions. got that for my actions, like
Let's see.
minutes.
I really have no interest in playing this at all. Oh wait, there's Sephiroth.
The whole town's afire. They really fucked up.
Da 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 da.
Another flashback.
Oh wow, a flashback to something that doesn't happen until part 2. That doesn't happen in this episode.
And Sephiroth.
They literally had to shove one of the game's most iconic moments in this episode 1. Relayed, like Sephiroth. So yeah, they show Sephiroth too early. Cloud having Nam flashbacks right there. Oh hey, he turns around and he's right there. Oh wait, what? What?
What the? He's really there. Or is he?
He's just, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this remake. I made my cameo. I'm going home.
Follow him.
Playing my Switch. Okay. So yeah, like I said, pointless additional fluff.
Dream effect.
Like this adds nothing to the original.
Cast a spell.
Yeah, walking slowly through a cinematic cutscene. That's very PlayStation-esque. Square is really taking too many cues from Naughty Dog, which is not a good thing. Naughty Dog are complete hacks. No! Hold on to that hatred? That's something he would say in like Kingdom Hearts. The darkness in your heart, Cloud. It's too much for you to overcome. You're too enshrouded by the darkness. You'll never see the light. Like that's something he would say in Kingdom Hearts 2 to like the Advent Children version of Cloud that's in that game, which is bizarre since Aeris is still alive in that continuity. Like nothing about Kingdom Hearts makes sense, okay? And this is just holy shit. Wow. Yeah, I could like make entire live streams bitching about like Final Fantasy continuity and like Kingdom Hearts. It makes no sense. You know what I mean? Like, ooh. Like I could probably do an entire live stream like bitching about like Aeris's voice actress in Kingdom Hearts 2. I think the one is fine. But yeah, the 1 and 2 is like awful. 2 is like really Kingdom Hearts is like really bad voice acting in general. I don't know what it is. Which is really weird because they have some big name actors sometimes. Like Christopher Lee was in Kingdom Hearts 2. He's not bad, but some of the weird ass shit.
No.
All right.
How did he even get here? He was blocked? How did he
He's a fan. So he's just walking around doing nothing. Like it's not even like DSP being DSP. Like this is the game. Oh, there's Aeris. We get to see Aeris for the first time. All right, Phil, show us what Aeris who.
fresh meat out overnight in the window? They put it away. Just saying. Bar Casmo? Not Cosmo, Casmo. Well, you know, the whole city's blowing up. Let's go to the bar. Sounds like a safe place.
Pizza. There's pizza in Final Fantasy VII. That's welcome drink.
Pixelated drink menu. No, there's pizza restaurant.
Yeah, that's what I needed from Final Fantasy VII. I needed confirmation that pizza exists. Don't you originally meet her immediately after leaving the building?
Not here.
Why is Aeris tripping? Damn, she's been really hitting the drugs. Not in the original. Not in the original. Not in the original. Oh, yeah, I'm going to kill this bitch. I'm going to take the sword and run it right through her. No. I'm almost not sure. I'm seriously, like, not even sure if that's even going to happen in this version. Like, is Aeris going to die? It's up in the air at this point. The remake is that bad.
This is for you.
This is for you.
It's not a good idea to just give your product away for free.
So yeah, this does ruin the impact of the original. She's just some random girl that you come across and then you meet again later.
She acknowledged
Like you actually have a short conversation first, right? Like she asks you what happened in the reactor. Like so you don't have that conversation.
how much
It's a brief conversation, but
Oh, don't be like that. I know you.
oh, she's making you take it in this version. You're gonna take my flower. Wait, what?
It'll make your girlfriend's day.
Oh.
Is that a Lily?
Oh no. Yeah, he's already like, I gotta give it to Tifa.
It's on the house.
Don't be stupid. Fine, I'll
Final
take it.
page, shut up.
Love
Leave me
you,
alone.
sister, please. Remain united.
Yellow
Are they really gonna push this Cloud Eris angle? Because that's dumb. Yeah, I'm in trouble. Oh no, he's making the moves. I'm a bad boy. I'm so bad.
Bro, they're playing every
Yeah. This is ridiculous. No one's gonna attack you. Not Shinra. Not Sephiroth. No one. Not the time Jennies.
again?
Yeah, she's spazzing out again.
Oh, and I can see the
Yep, see. Yep, ruined forever. Like, does not happen in the original. Like I said, the time Dementors, I'm not even sure why they're here. Like, their purpose is to, like, fix the timeline that Sephiroth has screwed up. Like, they met. Yep, didn't happen in the original. There are these weird cloaked figures in the original FF7 that are following Sephiroth around. I don't remember what their deal is, but they're not time Dementors. Oh, that's right. Yeah, because
ghosts are chasing her.
nice meeting you. I'm fucking up. Holy shit, that's terrible. She's gonna leave this guy she just hit on to be shot. Ugh. Ridiculous. Yeah, so like I said, this is like I was saying before. They ruined the pacing of the original story, right? You know what I mean? Like, they completely botched the entire idea of, like, Cloud meeting Eris as just being, like, some random girl you meet on the street and then, like, you have some sort of, like, form this deep connection with. You know what I mean? Like, this idea that it's destiny to meet her, I don't think that works with the original. I don't think that works with the story, with what they were going for in the original. So that's another point against them. So yeah, that is another topic. Is Eris going to die? I am fairly sure she's not going to. Fairly about 50-50. Like, normally I would say, like, no, they're definitely not going to do that. No one's that stupid. But Square Enix is that stupid. They would absolutely make this remake and have you pay DLC to bring Eris back. Like, that's what I think is going to happen. Like, oh, the game ends here if you don't buy the episode and revive Eris. Is that how they're gonna sell that episode? Like, oh, pay for this episode so you can save Eris. Just no, no, thank you. I'll just stick with the original. Yeah, so that's not how it went. The Time Dementor is the most blatant thing wrong with this game. Their very existence sort of like ruins the pacing, right? So yeah. The talk I heard was right. Things go to shit immediately after you meet Eris. There was a ton wrong with that scene. Not even just with the Time Dementors. It was with like Eris's interactions with him. Just the way she left. Like, she just walks off in the original. Like, Cloud just basically tells her like, you basically just get your flower and then she like leaves normally and then you get chased. It's not like Cloud doesn't like really explain what he's doing there, like in the original. Like the fact. Oof. All right. Should I check the chat? Should I skip ahead? I did want to see like that Eris cutscene, but I think it's just gameplay and walking to the next place. Yeah, just a bunch of generic looking combat. It looks like. An hour in. Yeah, should we look at the Twitch stream next? Oh, wait. Let's look at this last cutscene before we go off. Hey, it's Thirsty Justy.
Oh, she was looking at the flower. Oh no. Oh no. She was like, "Ah, you gonna give that to me, Cloud? I'll give you mine if you give me yours." Oh, he just straight up asked that bullshit. Oh no. Eris grabbed her. Forget I said anything.
Alright. That's right. Alright, good stuff.
All right, he's at level
Stuff so far, I'm
10.
liking the game a lot, so.
Yeah,
Stuff so
the game
far,
looks
I'm liking the game a
terrible.
lot.
He only likes it because it's easy. I'm like legit. I am like 100% sure that's the only reason why he's praising it.
Hello everyone, Darkside Phil here, and welcome.
It's giving me views, so I'm gonna praise it. That's probably his mindset. Does he really get that many dislikes? Wow. All right, let's check the chat real quick. Hey, chat, what's up? They won't release the full game on PS4. Lol. I don't think so. It's about 28 hours long. Really? That seems a bit too long for me, going by what I've heard. But okay. Some of these people are messed up. Sound is fine. Let's see. Detractor Smith. Darkness and friendship. I like how Square wanted the ghost things to be so mysterious and menacing, and people just call them Channies. Yes, I agree. Like, they are one of the most laughable things about this remake so far. The clone figures in FF7 are failed clones. Okay, other people injected with Genova cells. Okay, I completely forgot about that. Okay, so that's why they're okay. Yeah, I remember. So like Square, that's another thing. Square doesn't really understand Final Fantasy's plot at all. Like, they legit seem to think that like Sephiroth was in control of Genova, and like Eris's name was Aerith, and shit like that. It's all wrong. Cloud being emo, like this weird shit that like nobody who's actually plays the game believes. Time Jannies are the worst. Sephiroth seems to not be OG version, but rather a post-defeat one that wants to protect the end of the world that he brought about. Calling it now, he would join the party to fight the greater threat. Please tell me there's a part 3. The next installment we call Final Fantasy VII Lightning Returns. Holy shit. So he is chaotic good. He didn't give a fuck and stabbed Barrett just to prove a point. No, I'd say chaotic neutral at best. He talks about not wanting Cloud and all of humanity cease to exist, and himself as well. Don't tell me they're going to do a redemption arc for Sephiroth of all characters. Yeah, we'll go through this, and then we'll go back to Twitch and see if anything else is happening. Damn, this game is boring. Damn, DSP is boring to watch. We need a good plague to eliminate all of the human population. Yeah, the Time Jannies are back. Like, I call them Time Dementors, but people do call them Jannies. Well, people on 4chan were calling them Jannies. I do like the Dementors, though. I mean, I like both. I'll use both interchangeably, I guess. Oh, Tifa. Wait, oh, shit. Hang on. So, wait, you don't actually see Tifa until about 2 hours in? Yeah, that's way too long. That's way too long. But Tifa's Cloud's waifu. Yeah, Eris is kind of a hoe, so Tifa is way more preferable to me. She's like loyal and committed, and like knows kung fu. She's awesome. Like, Eris seems like a lazy shit. You know what I mean?
Look, they literally will let me go anywhere but the stairs. Look at this.
So wait, they can't go near the stairs? Why? Oh, look, there's Eris. There's Tifa. Yeah, Tifa's not bad looking in this game. I wish she had a six-pack, but yeah, that's just me. I'm like the only one who wants that. Daddy! Oh, I thought she was saying that the Cloud. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute, what's that right? I've been helping Tifa. You made it, my husbando.
I can't remember the last time I saw a real one.
Aw, wait.
I think that's a lily.
Is he gonna give it to her? Oh, he is! Oh, it's mandatory. Oh, no.
How sweet. When did you get so thoughtful?
Oh, no. He knows what's up.
Get it back.
Right. Come on in.
In the original, you could have given it to Marlene. That actually does make Barrett like you.
Again,
Wait. If I remember correctly, I think... okay.
the camera's locked, so of course he's hearing this conversation.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, everything... It's sort of like the Ace Attorney anime. You know what I mean? Like, it's terrible, but, like, seeing certain things, like, animated is, like, really, really interesting just for the sake of seeing them animated. You know what I mean? Like, just seeing Tifa's face when she got that flower, it just... damn. We gonna smash, girl. All right. Are there any really good Tifa cosplayers asking for a friend?
Volcano bombs with like the bomb.
They have pinball machines? Is that what the thing is supposed to be in the original?
Play the jukebox? No, can't interact with any of this. I want some darts.
Metal Gear Solid Pinball Machines by Konami. Featuring Hideo Kojima. What is this world? Why are we here? Just to suffer.
Throw the headshot for another 500 minutes here, and he says,
Damn, what is this with this game with pizza? It's the second pizza sign I've noticed.
he will mod Tifa when the PC version comes out. Dude, you know these perverted fucks will mod everything.
Wait. Nude mod for Tifa? Whoa, don't do that to my girl.
Fucking weirdos.
She's for Cloud's eyes only.
What it's supposed to be.
They bang under the high wind at the end of the game. Like, just... Hey, Marlene. Aw, she's shy. What? I was just trying to be nice. What? Oh, damn.
Captain Smart. I'm a terrorist, didn't you know?
But I'm not tired. I want to talk some more, Daddy.
Aw.
Talk to your imaginary friend.
What can I get you?
By yourself.
Yes, you can have my child. Ugh.
Payment.
This...
About that.
About what?
You're getting stiffed. He's getting stiffed.
This didn't happen in the original. Ugh.
No money for you.
Alright, whatever. Whatever, Tifa.
These people look like they have money. Yes, that is the lore of the game, is that when people die,
They go to the planet. Yeah. So when you use Mako energy, you're using the souls of dead people. Which is really morbid if you think about it, but that's what makes the game great. It has this really great lore.
super pixelated.
But go out and talk to Tifa. What are you doing, you dipshit? You're gonna scare Marlene again. Alright. Whatever.
We pay you in Doritos. Is that okay?
Whatever, man.
What's that? Look.
Oh, I should probably make it full screen.
Oh, you can't see it. Underneath my webcam right now, there's a disc with 3 question marks on it. Only when I'm standing in this area. So I think what that means is that this is some kind of unknown music. Yeah, look.
Oh, the music player?
Use the jukebox to play your favorite tunes. You can add more songs to the jukebox by collecting music.
You would have to pay for DLC if this was theater rhythm. Okay, what are you talking about with Tifa?
So right
Oh, it's probably gonna be a flashback to that
okay.
to the promise. You're gonna protect me, right, Cloud, with that giant sword, if you know what I mean. Oh.
Before we get on to money,
Oh no.
there's an empty apartment in a place just down the road. It's nothing fancy.
Is she asking to move in with me?
Stay there for now.
Oh, okay.
For my money. I'm out of here.
Friend of the cause, so you wouldn't even have to pay rent. Sound good?
Sure does.
She doesn't have to pay rent. Cloud, you bum. Pay rent like everyone else. That's not. Ah. Damn.
Oh my god, that's a promise she doesn't fucking keep. You know this game. Watch this.
So you had to pay people to live in this dump? Just unbelievable. Damn.
Fuck this. What's over here?
Cloud, come on.
No, I'm going this
He's wandering off. What? Warning. Oh, she's gonna come over and
Ah, come on.
yeah, she's not gonna let you go get away from her.
Illusion of choice.
You're coming back. You're not going with Eris. You're coming back. You're coming with me.
Yeah, that's like an optional way to go around, I guess. Okay. Alberto Pontes is loving the game. Yeah, no complaints from me. I'm really enjoying it.
Uh-oh.
I was apprehensive about the combat, but the combat's good.
Good. You had me worried. You're not exactly a people person.
Fuck, I'm going this way. You're not gonna let me. No, I'm going this way. Fuck this.
Hey, Cloud.
Yep.
This
Oh
way.
my god. It really won't
Why
let
does he want to wander off? Just follow Tifa. This is basic modern RPG bullshit. Just follow the cute girl.
on rails plot.
I saw Sector 8 on the news. It was like a war zone.
The news is just another Shinra mouthpiece.
Oh no! Fake news in Final Fantasy VII? Oh no! Oh no! Is this game pro Trump? Oh no! Is Final Fantasy VII like outright supporting the Republican Party in the upcoming election? Oh man, this was not in the original. Cloud didn't have an apartment. He slept in the in HQ.
What the? Oh, wrong button.
What with 7 heaven and all. Not even time to decorate.
Turn to base. Okay.
Here's your room, 202.
Oh, you're. I love how she gave you a room right next to hers. Oh no, she's hoping things happen.
Wait, not to be scared.
Damn.
There's no
I
upstairs.
mean, I told her I had a friend looking for a place to stay. Was that too much?
No. It's fine. And this?
That one's, you know what? It's getting late.
Oh, who's next door?
Tomorrow.
It's probably a side quest or something.
Is that where Johnny lives?
Some weirdo, some citric weirdo who's next door.
I should already know this if it was a real remake, but
All night you can't sleep.
there was. Oh no, she invited herself in. Oh, she didn't give.
That should be enough to get you through the night. If you want anything,
Is she locking the door? Holy shit.
That's right. Yep.
Ah.
Get the fuck up.
and we'd love to settle up, especially since this was your first job for us. But
Let me guess. What'd she give him? 100? That's it?
sorry,
500.
we spent the rest preparing for the mission. That really is it. But not for long. I'm collecting money for filters tomorrow, so I can pay you after.
Wow. What a ripoff.
Sure about that?
Of course, as long as you help, that is. Wait, then I'd have to pay you for that too.
Fuh.
Never mind.
That's right.
2,000's enough. That's what we agreed on, so that'll be the price. With what you gave me, that leaves 1,500.
You're the best. I'll see you bright and early at the bar then.
Ah.
Thanks again for everything.
What is he getting wrapped himself into? It's so stupid. They didn't pay. Get the fuck out of there.
I don't know, man. That was a.
He's a dummy. This is how epic RPGs began. All you wanted was a little side mission. Instead, you spent 40 hours in just Midgard, you idiot. Should have been out of here.
So let's see.
That was awesome. And spent your 500 bill.
The landlady was not in the original.
I told.
Hang on, over here.
If you ever need an ear,
Marl.
we'll be about anything.
Wait, what? Marl, like the girl from Chrono Trigger? So this is where she ended up after Chrono ditched her and died in Chrono Cross or whatever happens. She became a landlady in the slums of Final Fantasy VII. It's all starting to make sense.
Well, you must be Cloud. I'm Marl, your landlady.
You must be nosy.
I collect
Oh, and she has a dog.
No matter. All kinds come through with all kinds of reasons. If you ever need an ear then I'll let you know. Can be about anything. Even Tifa.
Oh no.
The granddaughter I never had. And if you hurt her, I'll take it out of your hide.
Oh no.
Good. Now you'd best get a move on to Seventh Heaven. She's got a head start on you and then some.
Yeah, Tifa's such a hard worker. Like she is legit, like,
Annoying.
best girl.
Come on,
Go see Tifa. Yeah, I think she ships it too. Okay, hang on. Let's get. Let's see. Those look like the things from the Harry Potter movies. Why is Tifa so flat chested in this game? Censorship. Sony SJW censorship. The alt-right has a new hate symbol, and it's terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm assuming I can investigate the town and get some items and stuff. So what I wanted to do is point out that. Again, they're oddly playing the overworld thing. Which is weird that they're playing the overworld thing here, or whatever.
Let's see here. Watch this. They're gonna step up their game. Who's this asshole? Is that Shulk? Shulk? What? Shulk, what are you doing? Okay. Shulk, what are you doing in this game?
Well, see it up close. There's no zoom in this game. There's something weird on
So yeah, Shulk is a. So apparently there are cameos from all these other RPG franchises. I'm just waiting to see like Mario himself. Cloud, come back to Nintendo.
Scrap Boulevard.
Why is he just wandering around like a dipshit? All right. Thankfully, we can skip ahead. It's one of the reasons I don't want to watch Twitch streams because they're boring. All right. Oh, they're talking to Tifa. I'm mostly interested in like the story at this point. The gameplay is shit. I've been saying that since I saw the first trailer. But okay, let's. I just want to see dialogue and story elements.
So shut the fuck. They become stronger. Every time I wear the vest, I buff up a little bit more.
So yeah, Cloud Strife is now a symbol for the Donald Trump administration. Cloud Strife is going to end coronavirus.
This is gonna be a shop. Yeah, this will be a shop that later on I can go into apparently. I can't. Alright, we gotta go back to 7th Avenue. 7th Avenue. I'm not gonna get that song out of my head for this stupid fucking show. 7th Avenue.
That's a planet. It's a living. Hi, Tifa.
Morning. Just so you know, Marlene's still asleep.
So shut the fuck up.
Let's get down to business, shall we?
Let's get down to business.
Won't replace themselves.
Ah, yes, that's the most compelling. That was my favorite bit in the original Final Fantasy VII, changing the water filters.
Has one. Folks love them because they practically eliminate the rotten egg smell. Honestly, they make us more money than this place. And it's easy money, too. We bring new filters, collect the old ones, and get paid. What?
Give me a break.
So these people like live in abject poverty, but they can afford water filters.
No one will refuse to pay. What do you say? Please?
Oh my god.
Let's get this over with.
Great.
Tifa already has him whipped. It's like they're married already. Shit.
King Kong to be done.
Damn.
About Gamefly, as I've said many times before, no
I don't know. Is
one
Cloud a
is
simp?
for what I do.
Like, I don't know. I've been seeing some images, man, and it really does seem like Cloud's the sort of person to not take initiative when it comes to women. Like they'll like him and they'll flirt with him and do stuff, and like he just won't respond. I used to do this all the time, so I know what I'm talking about. And they'll just go somewhere else. It's just Tifa will go away at some point if Cloud doesn't like man up. Like he's gonna get NTR'd hard if he doesn't take the initiative.
Sure. Whatever you say.
I mean, I'm not sure who Tifa would cook him with. There's like no one in the party who would do it. Honestly, it's probably the main reason it doesn't happen. Well, Tifa's like already pretty committed to him, like even before the game begins. So it's like,
Club version of the crystal theme.
hey, usually like Final Fantasy love interests are like already a thing before the adventure starts, right? Usually. Oh, maybe not usually. I was thinking of Cecil, but like now Tidus isn't like that. Yeah, Cecil's not like that. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy like being an idiot. Okay.
Oh my god, he's got the ultimate fucking douchebag haircut.
Oh wait, what? What did he just say? Okay. Okay. Did he call her baby? Holy shit.
It's like a club version of the crystal theme. Oh my god, he's got the ultimate fucking douchebag haircut.
He does a.
Oh my god, look at that hair.
Cloud's in charge of collections. Yeah, you're not smashing Tifa, you douchebag. In your dreams, baby. Oh yeah, you're. Oh. Yeah, this guy is not smashing Tifa.
Or by the song.
I'm just throwing that out there. That guy's not smashing Tifa. Eris maybe, because she'd smash anything, but
Deadly dodge. I already have deadly dodge, fire, and healing. I have how much money?
seriously though, like Eris is like wild as shit. Like a lot of people don't really think about this, but like it's Eris's like bizarre idea to like raid a fucking strip, a fucking like a fucking strip club. So yeah.
No.
Oh, what a douchebag. Okay.
Fucking ass.
And let us know when your filter next needs changing.
Disgusting pervert 3. Okay. So I'm going to set
Buster Sword.
the lightning material.
All right. I do want to see. I mean, it looks boring. Like everything about the game.
He's a regular. Stock up here and he might throw in a freebie or two.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, for you. Yeah, Cloud. Cloud knows what's up.
Try being a little nicer.
Cloud. Oh no! Did he just swear? Oh no!
Our next stop is Stargazer Heights. Landing is declining.
Just met her.
Then you know what to expect. Remember, she's a good friend of Avalanche, so be nice. Please.
I don't know. Like Cloud can be kind of a Chad, but he's also like he doesn't take initiative. I don't know what the deal is. I guess he's more of an Omega,
Hey, Marl.
like someone who doesn't give a shit.
For ya. Tifa, bye.
I mean, he does end up smashing Tifa at the end, so I don't know.
Be nice. Cloud's helping me with collection.
I've had these conversations before. Holy shit! You better take care of her. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! She's already like. Oh no!
I got the skills.
This is like talking to your grandma. Holy shit! Oh.
Thanks, Marl. You take care of
But wait a minute. It's so weird.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
She lives in Marl's apartment building, so she pays rent to Marl. But she sells filters to Marl, and Marl pays her. Why don't they just trade rent for filters?
DSP, that's not how economics works. Did you get that? He was like talking. Have you been hearing what he's been saying? Like, that's not economics. Okay. That's not how money works.
Okay. This is some weird shit.
Marl's great. She helped get me set up back in the day.
Oh yeah, Marl. I remember her from the original.
Give or take. But never mind that. We've got to get you your money.
5 years. Wait.
Is the weapons drawer.
When did she move into Seventh Heaven?
It's right here.
Why did she lose? Oh yeah. She left Nibelheim because of the crazy burn down thing. I don't think they elaborate just when she came to Midgar, but and why. But was she looking for Cloud?
Oh shit.
We're so sorry about that. Hopefully this one will work better.
Save your excuses and get out.
Yeah.
All right. If you could just settle your bill, we'll be on our way.
The hell? You charging me for your busted ass goods?
My associate handles payment disputes.
Yeah, Cloud's gonna handle it.
Be up in here and have it your way.
Let's mosey.
Thank you very much.
Oh, he does pay up.
Our rounds, if you've got a small fortune now, why not take a gander at
600 is not a small fortune. You can get that by like just fighting a random turn-based battle.
before we open up tonight? It'll be a while yet, so what do you want to do?
Don't really know.
Yeah, see, like I said, no initiative.
I've got a suggestion. Want to hear it?
No.
If you're serious about becoming a merc, then you're going to need to start making
She's explaining like the side quest system in this.
the hoof know, you know?
Who you know, you know.
The lesson for life on the ground floor.
Yep. DSP knows what's up. In that particular instance. All right, I think we're almost to the end here. This is boring. He's just going around, going through these menus, talking to people. It's not very interesting, other than like that grandma thing. That was mostly funny, just how true to life it was.
You don't say. Well, we're always on the lookout for experienced fighters to help us deal with the bigger critters.
I'll take on any.
Oh, he actually talks to Shulk. Chadley? That isn't a Chad. Wait, what? That is like an opposite of a Chad. That's like a little twink. All right, with a monocle. What? Chad? That is not a Chad. Come on. Okay. Chadley? What? Chadley? Really? All right, let's.
But it seems like maybe that's only for the
Damn, this is boring. He's been like walking around doing nothing for hours. So, like I said, it's like needless padded bullshit that doesn't need to be there.
No more. Cloud,
Wait, what?
scaring me.
Are they
Wait, what just happened?
Like how they're just mass murdering troops?
We need to go before they wake up.
Wake up!
Yeah, Mr. Pavlovich, I heard something.
Wait.
Oh, he's only in it. No, let me in the ship race. Alright. Come up. Pick his ass up.
What now?
He's a talker.
Whoa!
No!
You're not gonna. Hold on! Wait! Don't.
Yeah, chop his head off.
You want to live? Then get the hell out of town.
Shit.
Got it, boss.
Oh, is that John? Oh, that is Johnny. This didn't happen in the original.
About this? It's a big risk.
I know, but it's fine.
That didn't happen in the original.
And them?
Oh, they're dead.
No more. Cloud. You're scaring me.
So, what, did he just kill those guys?
Like how they're just mass murdering troops. Here we are. This is where you wouldn't let me in earlier. That's right.
All right. Wow. Is it 11 already? Wow. How long have I been how long have I been streaming? Wow. Let's see here. I guess we could just go on Twitch and see what's up. Does he really only have 3 parts this? I guess he must not have updated more of it. I guess we could just put on some more stuff until we're ready to stop for the night. Boy, 2.5 hours of this shit. Wow. Oh, Max is streaming again. Oh no. Chapter 5. All right, we'll look at that when we're ready to stream. When we're ready to watch another stream. 30 to 40 hours. I don't believe that. I really don't. Okay. Aerith and eventually the rest of the main cast are assaulted and or helped by whispers during the plot. These are ghosts who are meant to make sure Destiny stays on track, so retarded bullshit that doesn't need to be in there. Sephiroth appears to Cloud very early on, after the bombing mission, and taunts him. There actually appear to be 2 Sephiroths, one using reunion black coat guys as hosts to his building and not giving a shit about Cloud, and the other totally gay for Cloud and giving him shit. Jessie's backstory is expanded, and she wanted to be an actress at Gold Saucer. A whole chapter is dedicated to helping her steal shit from her wealthy plate-dealing parents and get materials for a bomb. In that mission, Cloud also had an extensive fight with a motorcycle-bound soldier who's a little much. Tifa and Cloud hang out more and decide to go on a date at some point. Jessie literally invites Cloud over to fuck. Wedge survives the Sector 7 collapse and helps evacuate the slums. He later dies anyway when the Whispers push him out of Shinra HQ as he tries to help. Big survives the Sector 7 collapse too. Shinra intentionally destroys both reactors. Avalanche bombs don't work, so they can blame Avalanche and tie them to being funded by Wutai. To what end, we don't know. Maybe to start the war again. The Cloud cross-dressing stuff is modernized a lot and includes a dance scene that celebrates beauty no matter what gender. Tifa no longer laughs at Cloud in drag. It's only Cloud who's embarrassed by it. A whole subplot in the train graveyard where you spend hours fighting literal ghosts, who might be some kids who Aerith used to know, who got captured by a dark spirit and trapped in the train graveyard. This all sounds really retarded. Hojo no longer tries to make Aerith and Red 13 breed. Instead, he wants to make Aerith fuck soldiers. No blood. Damn! The most crucial plot element of Final Fantasy VII. It's been retconned, ruined. There's no coming back from this. No blood trail from Sephiroth stealing Genova. Oh no, 0 out of 10. That is one of my favorite moments at all time. Stealing Genova and up to President Shinra's office. It's just goo now. Shinra isn't dead when the party gets to him. He begs for his life until Sephiroth shows up and kills him. You actually see Sephiroth do it. That sucks. That's 0 out of 10. He kills Barrett too, but the Whispers heal him. Whispers completely surround Shinra HQ following this. When the party reaches the end of the motorcycle chase, Sephiroth appears again and cuts a hole through the Whispers. This leads the party to another dimension where they fight a giant Whisper and his lieutenants from the future. They kill it, and Sephiroth seems to absorb all the Whispers. He then fights the party before transporting Cloud to the edge of creation in space. He says he'll give Cloud 7 seconds, wonders what he'll do with it. Then the party finds themselves outside Midgar, ready to do the rest of the game. While this has all been going on, the party gets flashes of the future. Meteor, Aerith dying, Act, as well as Zack. Zack appears in an alternate timeline with a different stamp mascot, surviving his fated shootout and helping Cloud to Midgar. Also, Aerith now appears to know about the future as well. What the fuck? That's not a remake, this is a sequel. It's a reboot, yeah. Zack and Aerith live because of timeline fuckery. Yeah, that is. So yeah, that's a really interesting specifics there. That's kind of a large chunk of it. So yeah, if Max is only on chapter 5, I imagine he's not there yet. So we might not see the real rage start to set in until people start reaching the point where they're. Everyone has finished it. Like, it's common knowledge, which might be a couple more days. We'll give it until next week. Wait, what the fuck is this? More like Resident Evil 3 was so bad. Yeah. I haven't heard it. I don't know why they messaged me that. That was not my fault, YouTube. You can't use items in Final Fantasy VII Remake hard mode. Oh no, they locked up. Let's see. Whew, all right, 11:30. All right. Damn. All right, I guess we're let's see, Max Shillian. Oh, hey everyone. Okay. Cloud is like Shinji from Evangelion. Cloud actually does stuff though. Shinji is like a whole new Shinji is like straight up beta. Okay, you know what I mean? Like Shinji is the person who's handed like golden opportunities to live like an amazing life and just shits all over them like every single time because he's such a bitch. Like Shinji is a true beta, like the biggest beta male I think in any piece of fiction I've ever seen in my life. Like Shinji's problems stem from the fact that Shinji is a little bitch. Like it's not the robot, it's not like people dying, it's not the angels. It's not Asuka. Like, it's him being a bitch. Like, if he just got down, right? If he just got down and fucked Asuka, you know, and maybe Rei too, maybe Masato, he would have been fine. You know what I mean? Like, definitely Asuka. But what he should have done is just do what he was supposed to do. Like, when you're told to do something like that, you know, save the world, you fucking do it. You don't like whine and cry about like, oh, it's so hard. Like Shinji, no matter what it was, like no matter what he's told to do, no matter what's expected of him, he would find some way to fuck it up and blame something else. Like that is Shinji. That is the beta males. He is absolutely the anime equivalent of a Bernie Sanders supporter. Like Shinji is a bitch. Okay. Cecil and Rosa. Yeah, I love Cecil and Rosa. Yo, so I bought Odyssey per your recommendation. It's one of the best games I played in years. Oh, wow, I'm glad to hear that. Bugged economic mechanics, dude. If DSP understood how money works, he wouldn't have thrown thousands on a mobile WWE game when he is $500,000 in debt. Yeah, I absolutely agree. DSP is terrible with money. Max Achillian. DSP was right about Doom Eternal being clunky with artificial difficulty, however. We will give him some credit there. Yeah. Doom Eternal. Was DSP right about Doom Eternal? I have no idea. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. Where is he now? Okay, day 2, chapter 5, Dude Thirst. Sponsored by Butterfinger. So wait, he has a sponsor? He has a sponsor for a video game stream? Yes, this This stream is sponsored by One Punch Man. Saitama will one punch all of your enemies as if you buy this Blu-ray DVD. Okay, thank you.
Getting a little tense. Starting to get a little tense. What happened to Jesse and Wedge? They're staying behind. Jesse got injured. Wedge is looking after Marlene.
So wait. Where are they in this game? Is this where they have the where the fake IDs don't work? That's chapter 5? What do they do for the rest of the chapters? Where's Barrett? That is something I've noticed, is that like it doesn't have like Final Fantasy VII's like sense of humor. Like you don't have Barrett like going around like swearing, like beating people up, like scaring people out of cabins.
Thank you so much, dude.
It's like all played completely seriously and melodramatic. It's not fun. You know what I mean? 7 is actually a really goofy game in spite of like the cyberpunk setting.
Why is that?
Barrett's always on edge before missions, but you know he's a good guy underneath. People on this train didn't.
Yeah, he's only like an economic terrorist, an ecological terrorist.
Be right back.
Thanks.
Tifa left the party.
Yeah, I don't know why people complain about Tifa's boobs. They seem fine to me. I'm not super big on boobs in general. As long as she's in shape, honestly. I mean, Tifa looks fine. Oh no. What?
Red has thrown our offices into chaos, let alone the reactor itself. It's total insanity. But we won't lose heart. No, everyone at Shinra agrees.
What, is this guy brainwashed or something?
Is that right? What? You got a problem with that? Do I have a problem with that?
Oh no.
He doesn't.
I'm gonna walk away from you angrily.
You know you're better than that.
Is this really right before the fake ID check? Like the ID check fails? Isn't Biggs and Jesse supposed to be here?
Give me this green thing.
Like, what are they doing?
Green thing.
The fact that I can't even point out where this is really says a lot about this remake.
Nothing more to say to you and your friend. Sector 406 has got the worst of it. Everyone's panicking.
Yeah, I don't care about your corrupt company. Yeah, Shinra must be like the real world equivalent of like Sony. The Final Fantasy equivalent of like Sony Entertainment. Oh, she needs you more than I do. Oh, damn.
Talk to this lady?
Yeah, I would talk to her. No. There's Tifa. Oh.
No way.
Yeah, so it was with the ideas. Well, where's Jesse Biggs and Wedge? If they oh, so they do send robots in this version. Instead of that weird shit they do with where they just scan it like one car at a time, like instead of just going after them. Yeah, that is kind of terrible. This does make more sense, but Jesse was the one who messed up the IDs, though, right, in the original? But yeah, this combat looks terrible. Like, look at this, like, cramped space. Look at this, like... There's no room to maneuver. He's just mashing the button. It just...
Holy shit. Damn, this is a tight spot.
Like I said, this is why turn-based are better. Because, like, you can fight anywhere with, like, no repercussions.
What are you doing?
Trying to keep you alive.
But I work for Shinra. I'm the enemy.
Wait, what? What? That's not in the original. You're so beautiful.
Look after the others.
What? What? That was dumb. Like, what's with this pointless, like...
Suddenly realizes.
Tifa was never in the original like, oh, I don't want anyone to die. I mean, she works for Avalanche. She's not like... You're literally with a terrorist group. Like, you literally bomb a reactor and kill people. Like, it's... Yeah, there are lots of red flags about this. And I played the game recently, so I know what I'm talking about. I played through the entire Midgar segment, so I know what I'm talking about. Damn. Gonna show you how it's done. He just jumps off the train. Tifa? How fast is this train going? You're really waiting. Aw. That's adorable. That is legitimately cute. Aw.
Wow.
That is cute. Alright.
Wow.
How romantic.
All right. You ready?
Like I said, Tifa's best girl. Yeah.
Get ready.
But yeah, too bad the game itself looks so... Wait a minute, wait a minute. Is this what, like, the other girl, what that girl was just on? Like, the long hallway? Is that what she was just doing? Yeah, you have Cloud, Tifa, and Barrett. And the hallway looks the same. So she's a bit ahead. I guess we can go back over there. She is, yeah, Max has more views than her tonight. Probably because it's a Friday. Simps don't work jobs, I feel like. So I guess, like, the big name, serious streamers get more views on the weekends.
Barrett, the hell did you go?
I guess we could switch stuff extra. If she is ahead, and I think she is, we might as well. Has anybody finished it? Ugh.
By far my favorite character so far.
I don't know, like...
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know, maybe we should just stick with Max. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Feels like a Batman joke, right? Oh shit! Oh wow! All right, I better be careful.
Shinji's life is horrible. Yeah, because he makes it horrible. Like Shinji could have been great. Like, you know, how many other anime protagonists have taken that opportunity and made like an entire amazing life out of it? Like Shinji is responsible for his own world essentially. His parents aren't even that abusive. His dad's not that bad. It's Bayo, but dumbed down for the lowest of IQs. Just turn your brain off and mash X and run down this narrow highway. Yeah.
Oh man, okay.
Damn, this is dumb.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would like to get someone who's actually further ahead, but surely someone's finished it already. Unless they're timing it specifically so they get the most amount of views, which is probably likely, because people have finished the game. I know they have. I'm just surprised there are no Twitch streamers doing it. Let's see.
Behind us.
Who's Moon Moon? No, Final Fantasy VII darts. Okay, this is exactly what I wanted in Final Fantasy VII, like a Yakuza style minigame that I'm sure Sega does way better.
Stop getting one first. What does it matter? It's when I get it.
Yeah, I think I'm burned out. I think I'm ready to, yes, stop watching streams. Maybe if there's something else. Correct. Never see people mention how Cloud has a massive murder boner in this game, almost executing both Johnny and Reno. Yeah, ripping off guts, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what to think about that. I guess you could argue, well, I mean, the way the random battles work, you're like fighting and killing people all the time, even if they're not like actual characters. They're like, there are human characters that you do fight in Final Fantasy VII in the mid-gear section, so it kind of makes sense. It kind of makes sense, but I'm just, oof. I don't know, man. I don't think it's I don't think that's not the thing that I pointed out. Like, it's a video game. Who cares? Yeah. I say that when like I made this entire 3-hour long live stream bitching about this particular game. Just the Final Fantasy VII damage report. Comfy Tifa thread. She will never be real. Why even live, bros? I guess we could look at Tifa cosplayers, if that's something that appeals to you. Did anyone ever find a good one? I've never seen a good Bayonetta cosplayer, so I'm not getting my hopes up for a good Tifa one. Daddy screamed real good before he died. Oh yeah, 64 3D is probably a better remake than this is, because it has additional. It does have additional content, right? Of a certain kind. I don't think it does compared to Ocarina 3D. Yeah, Ocarina is definitely a remake. I would say Star Fox 3D is more of a remaster. I don't know. This keeps getting muddied, but yeah, my point is the Nintendo version is better. Okay, Nintendo is making better remakes more consistently than this shit. Like Square literally called a game Final Fantasy VII Remake and then rebooted it. It's a joke. It really is a joke. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play some Panzer Dragoon remake actually. Yeah, I'm getting really fired up about playing some games. It's been a couple of hours, man. Maybe watching some anime. Oh, by the way, I'm really getting into this show called Doctor Stone. I want to watch a few more episodes before I really give my thoughts on it. But man, I'm pretty impressed so far. For the most part, there are some nitpicks, but for the most part, yeah, I'm really liking it a lot. Honestly, I've only been watching it like episode to episode. I haven't been binge watching it like I have with like My Hero Academia. I've watched like something like 18 episodes over the past couple of days. It's let's see. It is ridiculous. All right. Yeah, I have a lot of anime to get through. Oof, I am not looking forward to getting caught up on One Piece, for example. Yeah, my throat's going. I think I'm about ready to tune in for the night. 3 hours to go. Oof. The Dart minigame in Deadly Premonition is better. I don't know. I haven't seen that in Deadly Premonition. Yeah, I think I'm ready to stop for the night. Oof. Yeah, my throat's giving out. I'm exhausted. Gonna play some Panzer Dragoon and some other things. Not on stream. I think I'm gonna take a break for now. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so Final Fantasy VII R. I guess some final thoughts. I would like to hit the 3-hour mark. There's nothing good about this remake. Like, when you get right down to it, seeing Cloud and Tifa just being cute, you can get that out of fan art, right? You can get that out of, like, the original game, right? Like, they literally have sex in the original game. It's just, you can't really top that, you know what I mean? The remake is just like, okay, they do the occasional thing in a way that's acceptable, right? You know what I mean? Like Cloud and Tifa being together, that's not unreasonable at all, and it does work because I like the characters from the original game. But when you think about like the remake as a whole and as its own thing and its relationship to the original, it all falls apart. You know what I mean? Like, other than that, I can't really think about anything that I legitimately liked about the gameplay footage we saw through. Like, the combat looks lame and derivative. It looks characters are just a bit too I don't know, overtly animated. It just feels like not how people would actually act. You know what I mean? Uh, Too many like long, walky segments. The fetch quests. Yeah, so the scores are going back down again. It does seem that people are waking up to this. Yeah, look at these reviews that it doesn't deserve. 100s, 90s. Yeah, it needs more mixed and negative reviews for sure. Yep. And the fanboys are spamming the critic reviews. We could review some of these reviews just to give it. Look at all these recent reviews. Dan Caesar. This review contains spoilers. O jogo anfitesco e marvelosa veramente uma carta de amor para os fãs. Si sistema de batalha único e as cutscenes simplemente approximation. Okay, so I think what he's saying is that it's a Marvel fantastic. I love the battle systems. Unico. What does that mean? Cutscenes are simply. I have no idea. I have no idea what language that even is. I'm just guessing. Amazingly immersive. The effort that was put into making the slums believable and looking good, food from every angle is to be respected. I am now 33 years old. I played FF7 with Sweet 11 on the OG PlayStation in my bedroom. I fell in love with the characters, spent hundreds of hours on the game. Well, some of us fell in love with actual people and got married, but we can't all be champions, I suppose. Spent hundreds of hours on this game, and a good portion of it on Chocobo taming alone. I enjoyed the story. I got frustrated by Ruby and Emerald weapons. I collected the ultimate weapons. Wait. That said, I am the target audience for this game, and I can say, wow, the remake is brilliant. The combat is fast, hectic, but still feels very strategic and organized. The character controls are, even though with a learning curve, intuitive. The graphics are stunning, but had a few hiccups with textures with the PS4 is to blame alone. I love that. I love how they're just like, oh, this will be fixed with the PS5 release. Why isn't it fixed now? And the characters finally have personality. Finally? Are you suggesting they didn't have personality in the original? While my little Aerith Lego figurine had some dialogues that gave you an idea about her, this Aerith is alive and feels real. Her emotions, thought processes, dialogues, Cloud, little annoying S-head with his emotions and psychological issues, exactly how I imagined to be. Tifa, the strong and struggled martial arts warrior, simply perfect. Even the side characters we couldn't really get to know well in the original finally get a background story and life. To me, this is exactly what I wanted from the game. Even if they never bring a second part, I'm happy to be able to see Midgar, even if they never bring a second part. Yeah, do you think it's possible that Square might not actually finish this series? Like they might just cancel it? that would be hilarious. This review contains spoilers. The gorgeous visual effects will not be described in detail. I really like the new combat system. I can feel the operational feeling of ARPG and the strategic feeling of traditional JRPG. But sometimes when the enemy's in the air, the lens will change. It's a bit bad. I can't tell. He still gave it a 9 though. Falter. Have not finished the game, but based on the hours I've spent with it so far, the game is wonderful. Character and world. Wow, this game is beautiful. Honestly, people need to remember what this project is all about. Yeah, so a bunch of people. So yeah, there are a bunch of Final Fantasy fanboys just defending this just because it's Final Fantasy fanboys. As a remake of Final Fantasy VII, this remake of games fails entirely because it is a sequel. They lied about what the game is in order to sell more pre-order, and many people got duped. This is a masterpiece. Oof, yeah, I'm exhausted. All right, it's time. Panzer Dragoon. I'm anxious to get back to work. Yep, that's the end of the stream. All right, thank you all for tuning in. I will see you all next time, and please.